boy DJ King Assassin right here, man. And guess what? We all only touch greatness, and you can touch the greatness too right here. So stay in tune and don't touch that browser. Keep it on lock like a pit bull.
The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver.
Everyone knows a good prospect.
Get down.
It's Vancouver's Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Shortly, I got a co-host joining me. He was just in some. You guys are on like a talk thing where you guys. It's on Twitter, I think. Clubhouse. Were you just on Clubhouse? He was in some Clubhouse group that you were.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I like Clubhouse. I haven't been on there in a long time, but I was just on there because Curtis Blow hit me up. He's like, "Hey man, you got to come on this, legacy thing where it's about they help out, people, in hip hop that really don't know the business and try to teach them the business, whether it's publishing, whether it's record deals, stuff like that." So that's pretty cool because a lot of people don't know the business.
Yeah,
I know the business.
Yes, we'll get into that part.
It was taught to me by default, I should say, because I didn't get my money. You know what I mean? As a kid I was a kid, in the 90s, making all the music with, Tupac, Shock G, Wyclef, you name it, everybody from the Bay, everyone from the Bay. I've did a lot of music for a lot of people, man. A lot of people, it's just, I'm not like praised like that, you know what I mean? For so much stuff I did, but I've been around a long time since, I'm 51 now, but I've been making music since I was 13, 14, started by Shock G. But we'll get into all that. I'll tell you the whole story. So it's a cool story, man, but it's sad too in a way because like all my friends, they're gone, they're dead. Most of all the guys that I started out with that taught me are no longer here. There's people that I helped, they're still here. You know what I mean? But I can show you all the pictures here, me and Shock G, because me and Shock were really close, Like
I know,
that was
he was my favorite. Him and Pac are obviously my favorite of all time. Mm-hmm. And Shock G, I mean, I always go on about the Humpty Dance song, and of course, like my nose is large too, so I fucking love that song. And I get in these. I once had sex in a Princess Cruise bathroom. Yeah, but for me, it was a Princess Cruise bathroom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have my side of the story as well. Like,
it's all good.
Okay, so I'm over here having a couple of drinks in. Drew down.
Yeah, me too. Let me grab my drink.
Yeah, Drew Down actually didn't show up, so
yeah.
Yeah, so I got a couple drinks in while you were getting a pregame going for your episode. So
yeah, I love it because you guys are sports too, man. I love sports, man. I love boxing.
Yeah, we do a lot of football prospects. We do a lot of hockey prospects. A lot of rappers. I do a lot of like football analysts because I want to know the inside scoop for my fantasy footballs. Mm-hmm. Get the inside scoop right from the horse's mouth, right? So
that's dope. You make a lot of money through that fantasy too, huh? If you're lucky.
If you
not lucky, but you know how to.
Yeah, and I'm in 6 leagues. I'm in 6 leagues, so I like $225 a buy-in. So.
Oh wow.
So I invest a lot into my fantasy football, so I do a lot of scoping and a lot of picking out prospects that I want to know about before.
You know what? You know why I like fantasy? Because it's like you can always like bet against like not the team that you like, right? Because so that if you're mad because they lose your favorite team, you're happy because you won though still. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you can bet against yourself, bet against your, the opposite. I mean, that's always a good thing to do. That I always thought of betting when it comes to betting is always bet against, the team that, of course, you don't want to win, but it ends up winning, and you're like, damn, they won. I don't know if if there's like straight horse type of stuff like that, like how they have in horse bet rating, where one for all or whatever. But I always thought that was something cool to do because you actually have something to be happy about if your team loses. Just how I think.
Do you bet on sports?
Nope.
Okay.
But I got cousins that do. They go to Reno and bet.
Okay, yeah.
And my cousin would come home with like bags of money, like huge bags of money. I was like, damn. And he just kept on like throwing it on the ground like it was like play money or something. But he had like thousands of dollars, dude. Like I'd say at least he would come back with like $40,000 or $50,000 every time.
It's almost like each person has their own craft, right? So people have that's almost somebody's craft that you get good at fantasy football or you get good at gambling if you're gambling at the casino. But
oh yeah, man, it's crazy because like his son is like the handicapper. He knows every team. Well, you know, back in the days, I don't know if he still does it now. I haven't talked to him in a minute because that's when I used to live in San Jose. His son like knew all the teams. That person, they're gonna win by 7. They're gonna lose. No, they're losing. And sure enough, he always like called it. Always. I never seen him like ever lose ever. Sweet. And he was young. Well, back then he was young. He was probably only in his like 20s. But yeah, he called the shots. I should have got into that betting, but you know, I was just young and running around, you know, messing with all the girls and having different baby mamas, which got me in a lot of trouble too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got 5 different baby mamas. Boy, oh boy, are they in trouble. Because they all, you know.
Sorry,
you know what? Yeah, they all are like either jealous of each other or they're jealous of. They have jealous boyfriends where they won't even let me see the kids. Some of them, you know, I'm like, damn, that's messed up, man. I can't even see my own kids because their boyfriends are like intimidated by me or something. And I'm a cool dude. You know what I mean? I'm not like, you know, people, they get this perspective of me like I'm gonna like do something to him just because my name's Assassin. Like I'm gonna hate on him or anything. I'm far from that. You know what I mean? All that. They just see the music side and see the picture side, but they don't. When you get to know me, I'm a cool dude. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater. I don't hate. I'm nobody. Because I don't like nobody hating on me too. You know what I mean? So it's like nobody does, though. Yeah, you grow into that situation when you get older. Because when you're younger, you really don't understand, you know, how to be cool. You think you're cool, but you're not cool. And the thing about being cool, oh yeah, you know, like a big bad gangster, you know, walking around, you know, toting your gun and having guns and stuff like that. I did that when I was younger, man. I mean, I look at it now, thank God I'm alive still because I did stupid shit back in the days where, you know, catching the bus, the county transit, you know, strapped with guns and guns automatically going off in a car and almost killing yourself. You know what I mean? Friends, you know, not knowing how to control guns and, you know, we're kids just using this shit, not knowing how to fucking use guns. You know what I mean? And that's bad. That's serious business because you can fuck around and kill yourself. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah. Okay,
but
so yes, you can cuss. We don't want this to be like a Vlad thing where you're saying stuff that I don't want to know. I don't want to know too much detail that ever gets any of us into trouble. So,
right.
So
exactly.
Not that,
if I ever do cuss, it's more of a situation of not really.
Swearing's fine. I'm about to smoke a joint on this too. So.
Yeah, because people cuss. You know what? People cuss a lot when it's just in their vocab. It's not really my vocab, but when I say it, it's like I really mean it. So I won't say it all the time.
And it's like a comma. It's like a comma in my vocabulary. So
yeah, exactly, like a comma. There you go. That's a perfect way to put it.
So I'm gonna.
It's not like a period. It's like a comma.
Yeah, I'm gonna start shooting questions and get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
With some of that, some of what we had so far is good. I'd obviously edit out anything.
Oh yeah, we got the real shit coming right now, so it's all good.
So we'll call everything from here on. Like, born in California, what was childhood like for you growing up, and when did you first get interested in music?
Man, childhood growing up to me was all about hip hop. It was all about hip hop, and you know, I don't think the younger kids of this generation understand when I say hip hop because I'm part of 5 elements of hip hop because I've done them all. You know, I grew up breakdancing. That's what pulled me into the music. And that was life of me growing up. You know, you can see pictures when I'm like 6, 7 years old, you know, first thing I'm doing is popping, you know what I mean? Doing all and tuts and all that stuff. And then going into the breakdancing. So I started popping because breakdancing wasn't around when popping was around. We call it popping out here in California. You know what I mean? And that's more like the ticking thing. But before the popping, there was, you know, the strutting. The strutting is more of like Rerun, you know, doing movements where you're kind of like letting loose and doing all the loose stuff. But I wasn't really into that. I was more into, you know, the pop and just, you know, just doing all that stuff with the ticks. And then it went into breakdancing. So that's how deep I go into hip hop, because that's at its early form. We're talking Planet Rock. I would go buy them 12 inches, Planet Rock off of Tommy Boy, Renegades of Funk. Shout out to Kraftwerk, because a lot of people don't know that comes from, you know, hip hop. They damn near made hip hop, and people don't give Kraftwerk their props, because Kraftwerk is the most ultimate group of all time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that because I'm a DJ. I'm one of the best out here in the West. I battled a lot of DJs, Qbert, Mixmaster Mike, all them dudes. I mean, we grew up in the same area in the Bay Area in California. You know, there's some of the most renowned DJs of the world. They take tricks from us. We take tricks from them. That's just how it was. We made up certain scratches, me and TDC, and Qbert and them used some of our scratching too. Like when we had Sapphire, and we would just get the guitar from Sapphire and go, wah, 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 wah. See, I'm one of the fastest on the wheels. People don't understand that, but if you check out my YouTube, you'll see how fast I'm a turntablist. So that's another thing that I got into after the breakdance. And of course, breakdancing kind of like, you know, died down.
Yeah.
But I want to tell all the kids about, you know, hip hop, what it's about.
You won awards for breakdancing.
Yes, I won awards for breakdancing, and I got a lot of trophies from breakdancing. And I was a kid, I didn't really care about the trophies. It was good to get them, but I was just, it was the element. It was just fun just being around the aura of hip hop at that time. And there's no other feeling like it. I wish these kids can actually feel that element, because that's something that you feel the music, you feel the vibration, it goes through your body, you know, while you're dancing, you know, and that's what I felt. And that's what I really rocked to was, you know, Planet Rock, you know, Kraftwerk, Tour de France, you know, Egyptian Lover from out here from the West Coast. Who else? DJ Unknown, even Lonzo and them guys. I was just talking to Lonzo the other day from the World Class Record Crew, Dr. Dre, Fresh Mess. Oh man, there's a lot of good songs, man, back in the days. And it was more of, they called it techno hop. And it was more of the fast-paced hip hop. That's why we would dance to that type of music. It was because hip hop, you know, when it slowed down, it started getting into more like, you know, Rapper's Delight and stuff like that. Even though Rapper's Delight was still around in that same era, you still had a different form of hip hop, which was more a fast-pacer hip hop, like Planet Rock, Looking for the Perfect Beat, Johnson Crew, Pac Jam, Boogie Down Bronx, man, Twilight 22, Electric Kingdom, Pac Jam, one of my favorite songs too, Planet Patrol, Cheap Thrills. We just redid that song not too long ago. Shout out to the Johnson Crew. Shout out to Planet Patrol, man. So that element was at the same time I was graffitiing. I was tagging worldwide. And the reason why I say worldwide, because I would try to go worldwide. People call it, hey, I want to go citywide. I want to go all city. Meaning, you know, you tag your tag everywhere.
Yeah.
I was tagging DJ Divine. I was tagging Techno. I was in a group called H&R Hit and Run. I got trophies for that. I actually beat one of the best graffiti artists in our area, in the Bay Area. His name was Aladdin. Shout out to Aladdin. He's like my brother, man. You know what I mean? And we grew up together. He was one of the best in our area and probably just around through California, him and Crayon out of San Francisco. We had a contest. It was for, you know, the kind of like, you know, the community services there, you know, that run parks and recreation. They were having a graffiti battle. And Aladdin, of course, was in it. And of course, I was in it too. But I was like, man, I ain't going to win this stuff. I'm just going to have fun. And see, that's the element. That's when you have fun, it's magical. You know, you don't was I thinking of like, hey, I want to win this? No, I wasn't thinking I want to win this. I was just, man, let me just get down. Let me smell the paint. You know what I mean? Let me smell the paint. Ain't nothing like fresh paint. If you're graffiti artists, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out and rest in peace to K Slay, a real good friend of mine. And we'll get into that a little bit later, and we'll discuss me and K Slay's relationship, which a lot of people don't know. So these were the elements that I was growing up in hip hop. And I would say I was like 8, 9 years old, 10, 11, you know, becoming a teen, you know, adopted into hip hop. You know what I mean? Hip hop adopted me. I adopted it. It was my family. You know what I mean? That was everything I knew. I ate, I drank, I slept hip hop, literally. And I didn't even know like hip hop was like that strong, because when you're a kid growing up, you just see it as like, hey, I want to go out and dance. Hey, I want to go out and graffiti. But the combination with b-boyism and dressing with, you know, Lee jeans and Kango hats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And when you talk to Drew Down,
we're back on. We're back on.
Yeah, hey, tell Drew Down you got all the ladies, because he got all the ladies. Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite songs too, right there. Shout out to Drew Down. You know, so the elements of hold on one second. Quit knocking on the door. I'm on the interview. That's my daughter going crazy, knocking on the garage door. So I have to edit that out.
Hey, don't worry, man. Everything's already.
That's why I'm glad. Hey, that's why I'm glad you have it like this, and we're not live, because
and things happen. Like I fuck up, man. I like to enjoy myself. For me, I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is my Friday night right now. So
exactly, and that's what it's about, having fun. Because when you have fun, time flies. It's not like we're even in an interview. It's like we're just, you know,
because we have so many friends in common. It makes it easy to talk.
Exactly. I know. I don't know why I haven't been on the show, or haven't been, you know, not because of you or not because anybody else. It's just because we know a lot of the same people. Right?
And even at the Hip Hop Awards, then when I've never got a chance to run into you at the Hip Hop Awards. And you've been there multiple times.
Oh, for real? You were there all the time? Were you there when I brought Hammer?
I came 09, 2010, 2011, because it was Portland, it was Oakland, where it ended up being a barbecue, and then and then it was back in Seattle or Portland the following year. And so I did those 3 years, and then I quit music for a while, and then
I did the same thing. I mean, don't feel bad, because I
came back during the pandemic and started the podcast and wanted to.
You know what? I think everybody needs a break from anything and everything that they do in life. Like, there came a time when I needed a break, and we'll get into that too. Don't let me forget about that.
Okay, all right. Growing up,
I'm going to break that down. Let me finish the story about growing up, the influence that I had, because it's very interesting. I know you're going to love this because you come from that era as well. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of these kids, they don't know, you know, what we're talking about. And the only way is to like listen to us, to one of these podcasts, and be like, hey, that's how it was. And then, you know, they probably just ask their mom or their dad, did you do this? Did you do that? Were you dancing? Were you breakdancing? Were you graffitiing? Were you b-boying it? You know, were you dressing a certain way? Because people dressed a certain way back then. You know, of course, now you just see the chains, the hats, and, you know, the glasses. But there was Kangos, there was goggles, it was much more, I think, designed, not so much where it was like you needed a lot of money to dress like that. You know, nowadays you have to have the money, you have to have the bling and stuff like that. But back then, anybody could get, you know, Lee jeans. Anybody could get a white sweatshirt and graffiti it up and look cool. Like it's something, like it's the best shit in the world, right? Like, damn, you see that shit? He's rocking now. Yo, you see his Adidas? Yo, he painted this shit. He got baby blue fucking Adidas or Pumas. We love that shit. Fat laces, we love that shit. That's where I come from. I come from that part. You know what I mean? And that's what kept me alive. That's what kept me going. I was motivating, you know, just to wake up in the morning and, you know, put socks in my shoes to make them look fatter so they spread out with the fat laces. That's real hip hop. My Adidas, real hip hop, Run DMC. You know what I mean? All that stuff, you know, the Fresh Fest tour, Houdini, man.
So
All
how did you first get hooked up with Def Jam back in the day?
Back in the day with Def Jam, I'll tell you.
That was where you first started, I believe, right?
Yes,
they gave you your
yes,
first
most definitely. You know what? There was a girl by the name of Shakilla. I was producing a girl named Shakilla, and my homeboy Havoc from South Central Cartel, he loved Shakilla. He just loved her. I did a song called Ghetto Tears, and they loved it so much. They said, "Hey, we want you to come down," because we were living in the Bay, me and Tamara, which is Shakilla. Shout out to Kim Collette. She was like our manager at that time, and she was breaking all these deals. She was working with Georgette and Spice One for their label too. She said, "Hey, these guys really love your stuff. You know, South Central Cartel. I knew about them. I heard about them. They really want to sign Shakilla to GWK, Gangsters with Knowledge, which is distributed by Def Jam. They want you and her to come out. They want you too because they like your beat. They want you to come, you know, lay the track down and, you know, be on this Murder Squad soundtrack." And that's where it all started. Because once I went to LA, I already knew LA because my family's from LA originally. So I kind of like come from the best of the both worlds. I know both worlds. You know, it's hard to be from just one world and not knowing that world, because you can't know that world unless you grew up in that world and you know about all the different schematics between how the Bay operates and how LA operates. So I knew how to operate in both of them from a kid, just traveling back and forth because my parents were from there. So even though I was, you know, kind of raised in the Bay till the teenage life, then after teenage life went to LA, I was already going back and forth when I went to South Central Cartel to work with them guys. And when I worked with South Central Cartel, they're the guys that hooked me up with Def Jam. Them guys put me on because when I was there, they loved my production so much. They introduced me to a girl named D, the Mad Bitch. She's from Boss. I started producing Boss. And D, the Mad Bitch, shout out to D, the Mad Bitch. She said, "I don't want you to go back. I want you to stay here with me." And not like, you know, where I'm going out with her. No, like a friend. Like she was a real friend of mine to this day still. You know what I mean? She was like one of the dudes, you know, even though she's a beautiful girl, you know, I never thought of her like as, you know, somebody in a relationship because we weren't, you know, she had a boyfriend at the time too, and he was cool, named 12. So we all got along. We all stayed like in the same apartments. We stayed in Oakwood because Russell put us up there. So it was like they loved the stuff that I did for Shakilla. But while I was out there and I finished her project, Dee was in the studio and she had heard Shakilla stuff. She said, "You got any more beats, man?" I go, "Yeah, I got all kinds of beats." So I have my EPS. I got it right over here, the 16 plus. And it's analog. Shout out to the analog people out there. Showed her some beats she liked. She said, "You ain't going nowhere, man. You're going to stay here. We're going to work. We're going to make this happen." So now I had credits through GWK with South Central Cartel going through Def Jam, but I started getting the credits with Boss, D, the Mad Bitch from Boss. And while I was working there in the studio, see, because back in the days, LA, there was only few studios, but big studios that we worked at because we were all like basically working for Def Jam, you know, getting per dems and getting the purchase orders. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, purchase orders in days, you know, just get the PO numbers and hand out to Russ, give those to Russ, and he pays the bill. So that's all we did. We could go in any studio we wanted, any studio, because we were backed by Def Jam. And here I go talking to Russell Simmons now because he's liking my production. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, it's unbelievable at that point to me. Like, I feel like I'm like Dr. Dre or somebody, you know what I mean? Like, because them guys were already doing it at that point. And next thing you know, I'm hanging out with Eazy motherfucking E. Rest in peace, E. See, a lot of people don't know this. And this
my next question was, what songs did you produce for him?
All right, RP Eazy E.
Oh, and
you know what?
Hang on, bud. My one buddy right now is joining in from Kansas City.
Oh,
What
always
up?
KC in a place to be, man. Shout out to KC. Man,
Thank you.
Yo.
Thank you. Yo, it's a blessing to see you, King L. I actually
Hey,
almost got the
my
chance to
dog.
talk to you on stage, on the Chuck D and Curtis Blow. They had that
yesterday.
I see that. I shouted you out too on the
did you?
chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dope.
that was me, Royalty Rules 816. A lot of people don't know that it's me until I tell them. I was like, I'm Royalty Rules 816. They were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that was
blessings.
you. You know, I didn't know that was it because I always watch the show.
Yeah.
Ryan always hooks me up, man, and
Right.
and the show ain't the show without you either. So I'm glad you made it, man. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
But
always. It's an honor, man. It's an honor, man. Been wanting to get you, man, for months, man. So we was just like, yo, glad to just have you, man. It's an honor, man. Always an honor.
You know what? It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here with you fellas because I feel like at home here, very comfortable. It's like, it's like we're hanging out, having drinks, and just talking about,
And on that note, I'm gonna shoot a question, and then I'm gonna grab my beer from the fridge. So, what tracks were it that you were talking about? Eazy. Which tracks was it that you produced?
Well, here's the story.
And what was it like working with them?
Here's the Eazy E story. This is crazy because if we rewind it a little bit back before I connected with Eazy, I was sending Eazy E cassette tapes of beats. And he was going through the drama with Dr. Dre at the time. So I thought it was a good, time to send, demos to Ruthless Records over there. And this was before, I hooked up with Russell Simmons and started producing for Def Jam. So there was already like something that I wanted to do. I wanted to work with Eazy. That was like something that was like real huge for me. Like I got to work with Eazy. And I never met him at that point until I started working for South Central Cartel and started doing the sessions in LA. Like I said, we can go to any studio and just give them a per dem number and it was good. So we happened to work at this little small studio that Havoc hooked us up with from SCC. It was called Kitchen Sink Studios and Echo Sound. Both of those studios, we love working in both of them studios. And most of Eric's production was done out of those two studios. Anybody that knows Eazy E, you know what I'm talking about. I was in there with Layla, Above the Law, Hutch, Code 187, which I do production with to this day. Cocaine, you know what I mean? All my boys, all my dogs, everybody. Right. So right. It was like at that time, I didn't meet Eazy E, but I knew people that were signed with Eazy. And I said, one day I'm gonna see him. And here comes Eazy E. He knew already who I was because I was sending him cassette tapes. Here's how this happened. The cassette tapes that I was sending, remember, think back. Him and Dre were having feuds. I came up with the song and it was all scratching. So it wasn't really production that I did with Eazy E. It was the scratch work that I did. But Eazy, bitch, shut the fuck up. Hey, yo, Dre. And I did all that shit that you hear on Real Motherfucking G's was constructed by me. People say yelling and all that. Really? Stuff. Yeah. See, shit. This is the whole thing about it. If you listen to the demo tapes that I sent to Eazy E, that was all constructed by me. So the Rhythm D had me in the studio later, dissing the fuck out of Dre, and I didn't want to do it. Like I didn't even want the credits. I didn't want the because I love Dr. Dre. I mean, he's one of the sickest producers ever. You know what I mean? Right. And here I am, a kid doing fucking scratching for Eazy E. He already knew all what I put together through the demo tapes of me scratching. Shout out to Tebow from East Palo Alto because we did it in his studio. He probably has a copy of that, so I'm gonna get a copy of that just to prove a point to a lot of people of my contribution to Real Motherfucking G's. Rhythm D had me in the studio doing scratching for, man, like probably 3 hours worth of scratching for all kinds of songs for Eazy E. Like most of the scratching you hear, like, that I did for Cocaine too, the Resurrection of Eazy E, Compton, it's kind of like a draggy scratch that I do. Yeah. And Yella does scratching like that too. He did, a lot of the Eazy E stuff, for the solo stuff, but I did all the stuff for Rhythm D. So if you know who Rhythm D is, and you know he produced Real Motherfucking G's, all the stuff kind of after when Dre left. So that's who I was in the studio working with, Rhythm D, for hours, just doing scratch. Okay, put the scratch here, put the scratch. So I did a lot, and I told E, one time I said, I didn't even ask about getting paid because I didn't trip off getting paid. That's motherfucking Eazy E. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm a fan coming up in there tripping off of shit and over here drinking 40s and shit like that. Hey, E, you want some? He's like, no, man. And I started thinking, oh, this is some serious shit. Nobody's even drinking and partying over here. Let me just keep on drinking. You know what I mean? So 40s for me.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking like 40 ounce in my lap and it's freezing my balls. I'm thinking like they're gonna like really be like drinking and partying.
So we had Yella and cocaine on the show also.
Yeah.
When did you first meet Tupac and started working with him?
Well, let me finish the Eazy E story and then I'll tell you how.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because Pac was before all that. Me and Pac go way back. Even
I just
way back.
I just got a joint ready to smoke, and I want to smoke it to the Pac part.
Yes, let's smoke one for Pac, man.
Got to.
Man, incredible Tupac stories, fellas. Incredible Tupac stories I have for you. And they're all from the heart. They're all from my experiences with Pac, you know? Good dude. I miss him.
Yeah,
I miss him.
I have a question that I ask on every one of my guests, which I could shoot it to you right now, but I'm going to tell you my three first. The answer is Tupac, Seth Rogen, because I'd like to smoke joints with Seth Rogen, the actor, and Shakira, because I want to see what her ass looks like. But
man, I could probably hook that up. I'm cool with Wyclef, so.
Yeah.
We got Wyclef too.
I got some questions for that too, man.
Exactly.
Prince, my question is, if you were having a dream dinner party and you could sit down with three famous people, dead or alive, who would you want to sit with? And Tupac, Seth Rogen, Shakira.
And is that like dead or alive or alive?
Yep,
still?
Dead or alive.
Oh man, that's a good one, because I'm over here thinking.
I like to throw these
on the female side, like you are too, like damn Shakira, all the fine bitches and shit. So I'm thinking that too. I don't want to leave that out because you got that in there too. And then I'm thinking all the homies that are gone that I wish I could see again, which would probably be Eazy E and Pac and Aaliyah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I always keep forgetting about Aaliyah. That was I ain't gonna lie, man. It's so hard because you think of three, and I'd be like, okay, because I got Tupac on my wall always, and I got Nipsey on my wall, and then whenever like I was like, okay, I want them, but then you just said Leah, and I'm like, yeah, I can't forget her. She was like, when I was a kid, that was my main crush, like Aaliyah and Mercedes. I like Leah and Mercedes. Come find out they all went to school together. Now that was just like, oh. Damn, that's crazy. My two crushes went to school together, and it's crazy. But the craziest thing is like that's like a top three back there. And plus, I'm a huge Eazy E fan. Been a huge Eazy E fan since I was a kid. I remember used to hear, "Bitch, shut the fuck up." So when I hear that shit, like it takes me back to that day. Like it always takes me back to that day when I first heard it, you know what I'm saying, on Yo MTV Raps or any place somebody was bumping it in their car. Like that's how dope it was. And speaking of Tupac, man, RP Mr. Afeni Shakur, you know what I mean? Which you had you had so much honor to, just get to chat with her and talk to her every day. Like any stories about Miss Afeni, because her
legacy.
Yeah, well,
upbringing, just with the out here in Oakland, it's something you're grown into out here,
right? And also it was our anniversary. It was our anniversary of her death too, so it's just like it was always a good thing. Like any dope stories about it?
Story, yes. The TMZ story when I was on TMZ, that's something I'll never forget, because they say you never make it until you're on TMZ.
Right.
We
and I
made
ain't
it on
never get on
TMZ
fucking
too.
TMZ. And then I get the
We
call.
do.
I get a call from the state, from the Shakur state, and they don't really want to put it out there. They want me to put it out there. So this is a story about, and it was hard for me, but I had to do it because, I'm a general. I'm a Machiavelli soldier, you know what I mean? To the heart. So I broke the news that she had passed away. And do you know, fellas, it was some of the most heartbreaking thing to do, because if you look at history and if you look on, I think on my Facebook page, and just if you research it, you'll be able to see no one believed me, because I was the first one that broke the news out of all, America, because of course it comes from here first, the news about it. And I dropped it on Twitter and Facebook. Do you know the hate that I had got from a lot of the Tupac fans, and because you got fans from all around the world, but they don't know what's going on out here. That's
what's going on. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like I love the fans and everything, but they have to understand it comes from here, where we're from here.
Right.
We know the stories. You can't tell our stories better than what we've done and what we've witnessed. You know what I mean? And I think they kind of like know it now, because when I posted that, she's not dead, you're lying, how disrespectful are you to Tupac? And and you start getting all this hate, and I'm like Tupac affiliated, I'm getting all this hate because I told everybody that rest in peace Mama Shakur, and so I'm not the type to go back and forth with people, but that day I did. I swear it was like all day, like just fighting until like 5 a.m. and telling them this is official. I got it from the state. They still don't want to believe. I know it's hard for when people pass away to, like it's not true and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I knew in my heart too that, man, boy, oh boy, are they gonna like, come back and like be like, I'm sorry, assassin. I'm sorry, dude. And that's kind of like, because a lot of people in the past, they don't know my history with Pac, how deep it is. Because I've been knowing Pac since he was a youngster, when he first moved out here into Marin City. Right. My first record, Hitworks, was put out by Kendrick Wells, which was his best friend. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. Out of Marin. So I'm out of that whole area too, the Bay Area. You know what I mean? So, I guess, it's not my, I guess it's my duty now to tell people my affiliation and how I am affiliated from, the crews, the 5150s and Ryan D and all of the group, Richie Rich, all the groups that come from the Bay Area, Digital Underground. Yeah. I'm a Digital Underground affiliate, man. Shock, he never wanted me on the sideline. Shock G. We'll get into Shock too. Taught me. Like that. He taught me. The Eazy E thing was a situation when I was recording at Echo Sound. Here comes Tupac walking through the door. I call him Bishop. I already know, Bishop, what's happening with your boy? Yeah. Oh man, it was just a party, because now Pac, I'll tell you, if people ask me, who's the coolest motherfucker you ever met in rap?
Tupac.
People see, that's what they assume that I'm going to say.
Right.
I've been knowing Pac.
I didn't know. I already know what you're going with this one. I love this one.
Because, Pac, I already knew him from the Bay, so it wasn't like we looked up to these motherfuckers, me and Pac, you know what I mean? Like to the Ice Cubes and to the Eazy E. So Eazy E, to me, was the coolest motherfucker that I ever met in hip hop.
I do it.
You know why?
I was about to say, I was like, it's easy, because Eazy he looked like he was just a down earth, make you laugh type of motherfucker. Yeah,
and so was Tupac though. But the thing with Eazy, he was just so cool. Cause see, he had the things already that me and Pac wanted. You know what I mean? So Pac was my homeboy. Like that's like the homie. Like I didn't even know Pac was gonna get as big as he got, because people weren't even tripping off him when we were doing Me Against the World and stuff like that. And I was there for that whole album. I was there that whole album being creative. A lot of people don't know that, but I could tell you a lot of legalities that we got into because of that album. And we'll get into that too. It's all on Billboard. Yep. Because I was there when they did Dear Mama, when Tony Pizarro produced it. I was there when Life's so hard on a nigga when you're living like a G. Tell me, can you see? When that album, when that song was being recorded at not Echo Sound, that one was done at Blue Palm Studio with Norman Whitefield, who produced Rolls Royce and all that, man. Legendary studio. You know, it was a big studio and it had like rugs, like, you know, closing the walls. It was still being made, and that was the vocal booth.
Tupac,
and I was sitting on a Tupac.
Yeah, and Tupac to me means like the world. Like I got the Laugh Now Cry Later tattoo. I got my dog's name is fucking Tupac.
And I could see why, like, if I look out the box, you know, of course, you know, looking through your eyes, seeing everything, it would probably be Pac if you ask me, you know what I mean? But since I knew Pac and I was already around Pac, you know, before he was famous, it's a different feeling that you have when you know that person already.
Right.
You're not looking at that.
Plus,
hey, what's up?
Right.
I mean, plus, like when I seen Tupac, that was the part. That was the drinking part. That was the party shit. Eazy didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to make me, you know, like say, hey, you're the coolest person because of you drink or you smoke or whatever. No, but when Pac, it was a party. Pac would go to the neighborhood block party and rock, and he didn't care. Like Pac never knew how famous he was. He never knew how famous he was because, and when people did, he loved that shit. He fed into that energy because he loved people to love him. And I think that's all he wanted in life was that, you know what I mean? Because he didn't really have a father. He had Matulu, but Matulu was locked up and in and out of prison and, you know, taught him a lot. But
bigger than life. He
was always looking for that father figure too. And I think he kind of like found it in Suge, and we'll get into that after. And you know, the different changes in Tupac that we could talk about. But yeah, Eazy E, man, I was like tripping out, you know,
because Eazy E is like, especially coming from the West Coast and even the Midwest, because he has a huge part, you know what I mean, with us too, because we love West Coast music. Like I was just talking to a friend like last night, like how much West Coast meant to us, because we was talking about the New York, how New York went to down south, you know what I mean, and West Coast went to Midwest, you know what I mean. So it always felt like we always been that type of relationship with each other for years, you know what I mean. And when you hear Eazy and Eazy bring up, you know what I'm saying, I mean, Bone Thugs, you know what I mean, from the Midwest. So he always had that energy.
I got a story for that one too. It's crazy that you said that, because Kansas City, you know, the Midwest always, it was a back and forth influence. They influenced us, we influenced them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nelly, you know, shout out to all the cats that bring that to
Roger Troutman, you know what I'm saying? A lot of funk bands, you know.
Rest in peace, Uncle Roger.
Right,
I'm glad you said that. Because I worked with him too.
Man, and he just had his anniversary too. It's crazy. He passed in Afeni. Like, wow, like crazy.
Hey, do you know I trip out on that stuff? Because like I've been around you guys, and sometimes it's hard to like, you know, I would just say, man, everybody's like going. Like, I'm surprised I'm still here. Thank you, God, you know, Lord forbid, whatever, but I'm gonna do as much as I can while I'm here. You know, and shout out to you brothers for having me here, because I really respect it, man. You guys are good, down to earth brothers, and you guys, I love your show. I'm watching you guys. You guys don't even know. I'm sitting.
Thank you. Hey, I'm always following you, man. And that's coming to the heart from us. We love hip hop. We love Pac. Yo, I got my vinyl up right now. All Eyes on Me. I was about to flip it because I got Nipsey. Finally got Nipsey's victory lap, but I got Me Against the World too. I had to show it, but you know what I mean. But hey, it's so much.
You guys have Mo Preem Shakur on here. You know, Mo Preem.
Yeah.
I was the only guy to do a whole album with him, do the Black and Brown Pride album. We did a whole album together, you know.
Oh, shit.
I was going to ask you a question about, can you tell us the Vancouver story?
Oh, man, Vancouver, the East Side Smoke L's, Cannabis.
Yeah.
I produced them guys, too. I did, like, intros for their album. I did actually... What's the one song that they had out with? It was a green cover with the Lowrider, and you seen Cannabis. Yeah. I did the original beat for that. Then Fingers redid what I had played and did the talk box over it, which was cool.
Okay.
And I forgot the name of that song, but we're gonna have to look it up.
No, I know. I remember the cover, but yeah, no, I just got to know them over the last couple of years, or more the last year, and then I was just with them last weekend shooting a video for my buddy.
Yeah, I heard you're working with the twins over there. Shout out to Ron
no,
over there.
I don't know if the twins are there, but at least Cannabis.
Cannabis is my dude, man. We had a long relationship, and we still have a long relationship.
He was very nice. He was very nice to
Vancouver,
me.
BC,
Very nice and friendly to me too. So I had never. Really
I love Canada. Canada is like a second home to me. Canada is hip hop, man, and I love Canada because you guys look at you guys have a lot of greats over there. You know what I mean? And the Eastside Smoke Elves, they always been an independent. They have their own stuff in the mall there called Eastside Smokes.
Metrotown.
Yeah, and I met them through, I believe they hit me up on the internet a long time ago. I said, yeah, we'll work.
MySpace days, the old MySpace days were the best for
the MySpace days.
Yeah,
and we
were so good.
And I did a song called Hot Sex on one of their because they made like a West Coast compilation. So I got on that, and shout out to Mac Dre, rest in peace, Mac Dre. You know, Kansas City, you know, they love them too over there.
RP Mac Dre, man. Oh, Mac Dre the ghost, man.
Yeah, Mac doing the Furley Ghost. I just talked to Mr. Fab yesterday too. So
shout out to Mr. Fab.
Oh man, I met him at the Hip Hop Awards. He was so nice to me. But I've never been able to get hold of him.
I'm gonna hook you up with him so he could get on the show.
Oh yeah, please do. We love Mr. Fab over here, man. We always talk about Beto won't spill it. We used to jam that motherfucker. That him and Jay Diggs. I just found that out that was Jay Diggs' song. I always thought that was Mr. Fab's. I always thought that was Mr. Fab's.
Yeah, you guys got this one rapper too. What is his name? Rich the Factor, right?
Rich the Factor.
I love Rich the Factor, man.
Yeah. He got a song with my cousin. Shout out to my cousin, man, Steve. He got a song with him, man. Because matter of fact, they used to do music with each other. Man. Shout out to Rich, man. He real cool dude. I never got the chance to meet him yet. You know what I'm saying? I think I could have got it. The chance to meet him when it was an E40 concert, but I didn't tell nobody I was in there because I was just happy it was my birthday, and I'm a huge E40 fan, so I didn't care. Like,
hey, I bet you now they're gonna see you and they're gonna know who you are, so you can't hide no more.
He knows now. I think he knows now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the word done got to him. Hey man, you know, there's another Rich out here. I'm like, real, they're right. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah.
I mean, a lot of talent out of there, and you know,
for sure.
Good things happening everywhere. You know, just like he mentioned Vancouver, even over there, man. You know, Cannabis, and see, these are names that we're all mentioning, and we all have in common. So that puts us all like, you know, we've been friends for a long time, because that's how I feel when I meet other people and we have the same friends in common and we just talk about, oh yeah, I just talked to him. Okay, yeah, oh cool. Yeah, we're gonna hook up. Yeah, now we're hooked up. Now we're locked and loaded. We're ready to go, right? So with Uncle Roger, you know, we were doing a show in Salt Lake City, Utah. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about Uncle Roger. And the reason why I call him Uncle Roger is because I was that close to him. His family knows that. Zap knows it. Shirley Murdoch knows it. When I first met Roger, it was at Salt Lake City at a car show. My friend Cisco was performing there too, and we all went to perform. And Roger was going on after us. We got off stage and we seen Roger. Of course, I'm tripping. Oh shit, there's Roger. How does he do that? How does he make that noise? What's going on here? I need to be a student right now. I need to watch everything. Do you know Uncle Raj had seen me? And he said, come on over here, man. That's how he talks. Hey, man, come over here, man. Let me talk to you. I'm like, oh my goodness, Roger's calling me? Like, for what? Why is Roger calling? We're about to pray right now. They seen us just got off stage. So, you know, he wanted to pray before they went on stage, and I followed that routine, and that's where I got that from Roger, is to, you know, pray before you go on stage. So we all got in a circle, Roger and his band, and we prayed, and he prayed. He started, praying, and I gave him my number. I said, I want to work with you. Of course, what's the chances of Roger, calling you, right? You want to work with? He probably gets that from everybody. And
right,
man, it's like deja vu right now. What I'm saying, I never even like really told this story to anybody. My close friends know the story. So we're in Salt Lake City, and I meet Shaq that night because Shaq is playing for Utah Jazz. I'm outside a club, and I see this big, tall dude, and he shakes my hand. I go, "Hey, Shaq." I was going up to just shake his hand just because, I'm just that type of dude, to network and stuff. And I knew he was somebody important but it was, in front of the club. So I didn't think it was going to be Shaq. I just thought maybe, hey, I got my CDs here. I'm passing out flyers. What's that? What's happening? And his hand was so big, so huge, dude. Like it covered my whole hand. And it was like talking to a giant. It was crazy. But I said, Shaq, you're rapping now. Dope. So, that was the night of the car show performance. After it was over and whatnot, we were at a club, and that's when I met Shaq. And then we're off
Kobe.
Then we're off back to Cali on the plane. Yo, the women over there were crazy, man. I don't know if we should talk about that, but we'll talk about it. Hey,
no.
But you know what I mean when I say that. So
Mac Dre got, or not Drew Down got all the bitches.
There's a lot of women over there in Cali. I'll tell you one thing. I never told nobody this story. When I went to Cali and I went to a party and they played motherfucking California Love, the remix with Roger Troutman. Since we're talking about Roger Troutman.
Exactly.
I mean, when that song came on, motherfuckers went nuts in that house party. It's a house party packed. My first time coming and going to a party over there. And experienced that Cali Love while Cali Love's playing. Got 10 bitches. I never had this happen to me. Never. To this day, this ain't never happened to me in my whole life. And you can ask my cousins, they was there. True story.
I think Ryan's ready to come to Cali now after this story.
My story is just as good. I had it.
10 bitches dancing with me, man. And I was like, yo.
Tell us, Richard, what was going on? How did you feel at that point? Because it's one thing to like hear the song when you're from, Kansas City.
Yeah.
I mean, but to actually like now be there and hear it.
Yeah.
And then have the experience, because I know how it is, because I'm from out here, so I know what you're talking about.
Right.
That's probably why
I was in Huntington Beach at Tito Ortiz sent me to a bar to go, hey, I messaged him, like, what's a good bar to go to? And Tito Ortiz sent me to some bar and they played the California Love remix, and the whole bar went nuts. And I mean, from out of town, it seemed like the greatest moment of my life.
I'm telling you, man.
It was almost as good as the hologram.
Right. I'm telling you, man, when those 10 bitches start dancing with me, I ain't never knew these girls. We was all jamming, everybody dancing. And 10 girls is dancing with me while I'm dancing with one girl like she was popping her ass, and I got on the floor. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but hey, it didn't care because it was like 10 girls like started dancing. I was like, yo, if Tupac was here right now, I know he'd be proud. And I never told nobody this because it's been a while since I ever had thought about it. And I'm like, yo, and it was just that love. There's that love when you hear that song. It's like that pop, that one pop that you hear a song come on and you know it's going to make people go. And you've been a DJ, so you know how it goes. Like when you hear that.
With you talking like that right now, I feel the chills through my body because I know the experience that you're feeling and that you felt. Yeah. And yes, Pac was there. He was there. You know why?
Right.
Because his spirit, every time that energy is going on, his spirit is really there. People don't understand that. That's the other side of the world, of the dimensions that people don't understand.
Right.
Because just his presence of just rapping and you feeling that energy, the girls felt that energy, and y'all knew Pac, and you know what's going through your head is, man, I'm in Cali now. This is how it is, and it's like it's a dream come true,
right? Because Pac niggas know, like that's the thing. Pac niggas know, like anybody who's a head or a hip hop head, they know when they got that feeling of a person energy like that, they felt that. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I felt like I was Pac. I was like, yo.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna tell you, Pac, he used to trip out on me in sessions because I would like feel that energy and I'd just be like so hyped up and of course drinking a lot too. You know what I mean? So I felt it more, you know, and
there's a reason UFC fighters come out to that.
Real.
They come out to that song because it gets them
like
motivation.
It's something that inspires you. It motivates you.
Yeah, it motivates. Yeah, it do.
All the stuff that Pac did for, you know, like Tyson, he did, you know, special songs for him to come out to. And he would talk about, you know, Bruno, he's fighting Bruno, all that stuff. It was like, so that's Tupac, you know what I mean? That's Tupac. That's that whole ambitions of a rider, just like coming out to, you know, like how, you know how Rocky gave that type of feel when you know, that's like, that type of energy is Pac, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he loved that because that was his, you know, coming out to the world. He wanted everybody to feel like you were the have-not, but you made it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm this young black kid from I wouldn't even say like California, New York, because he's from both places. If you ask me, the whole world, you know what I mean? He represents us all. And I should say of the less fortunate, you know what I mean? Because that's how he felt. You know, he felt that when he makes it, he's going to make it, you know what I mean? And he did everything he could to make it. And it happened so fast for him. You know, it happened so fast for a lot of us because in that short of time, he did more than anybody to this day.
Yeah.
And he stayed in the fucking studio.
Yeah.
I was right there. We would stay up. Didn't even get tired. And we weren't on like no kind of drugs. The only drugs we had in the studio were just the weed that would get passed around maybe 3 times. And it was a blunt that I never seen before because he learned that shit from the East Coast and brought it to the West Coast. So shout out to the East Coast for making the blunts and cracking them Phillies because they were Phillies that he was cracking. Him and Layla. Shout out to Layla. They have like cigarette ashtrays filled up with all kinds of, you know, all them leaves and all that stuff. But that's how it looked like to me. You know what I mean? Of course, you guys know what I'm talking about now. Because, and probably the youngsters now, they probably don't even know that part. You know how?
No, because now you just don't know. You don't even have to crack them anymore. You can just buy them.
Exactly, just buy them, right? Yeah. So that was something new that I had seen. And I was like, damn, there's going to be more getting high in here than ever because now it's bigger now. But it only went around 3 times. Not big. Wow. Only went around. No, every time, most of the time, I'd say at least 60% of the time in the studio with Tupac, it's not just me and Tupac. You know, it's like all kinds of people. You had the Thug Life members there. You had people just from different neighborhoods. It was all cool. Nobody tripped off of nothing. I've never seen any violence in any of the sessions we did. Now, of course, later Death Row stuff, I heard stuff went on, but when I was around him, when we were doing Me Against the World and all that stuff, it was just nothing but love, man. I got nothing but love, you know. I called him Bishop all the time. Probably got mad sometimes, but I didn't care. You know what I mean?
I probably would have did the same too. I got juice on my wall for a reason, so I'll be like, "Hey, Bishop," he gonna be like, "You probably like, what? God damn it!" I'm like, hey, gotta call you Bishop, man. Gotta call you.
Right, like, you know, I never seen him, you know, get mad off of like that, but I just see him like he'll just keep walking or whatever.
Right.
Like, Bishop. You know,
right.
There was only one time that I seen him mad over like music stuff. And
I don't want to know that side of him. I don't want to know the side of him.
You want to know this.
Yeah, you want to know that.
Yeah, you want to know this because, you know, you love Pac and this is a story that shows you like his compassion. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the art of music.
Right.
I can tell you some other stories for compassion of you know, personal stuff too. But I'm going to talk about the sadness that I seen in him, and the like, I can't believe this type of shit where he's mad too. And it's not even about, you know, the bad boy situation, nothing at that time, because that wasn't happening at that point. Dear Mama was being recorded. Pac loved that song so much. He used to tell me all the time, this song's gonna make everybody cry. And it made me cry when I was in the studio.
Right.
And he's telling me, what's your favorite part? I'm like, Pac, like, just Pac, tell me, what's your favorite part? Because, I mean, who does that and says that, right?
Right.
Because he wants to know what's your favorite part. So
right.
He's like testing you too at the same time. But he's really not testing. He wants to know what your favorite. I told him, put money in your mailbox. You know I'm from the Bay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't know that shit. You know, because money means mail. So that's the whole thing a lot of people didn't know, but I knew that shit when he said that, and then he started smiling and laughing. And then he comes in the studio the next day, and I could tell something's wrong with him. He's not smiling. Usually smiling. Pac's always smiling, especially coming in the studio because he loves working. See, Pac was a comedian too. He loved, you know, telling jokes and stuff like that. But this day was a little different. He was quiet. I didn't have to say nothing to him because he told me straight up. He's all, man, we can't use, you know, the scratch and the part in the song. We can't use it. I go, well, shit, if you don't like it, then you don't have to use it. And he looks at me straight up and says, it's not because I didn't like anything. It's because Pat Charnay is not going to clear the sounds, the scratching, the part from Yo-Yo, because Yo-Yo was originally part of Dear Mama. She was on the hook. And when he said Pat Charnay, I'm already like knowing who like people's managers are. And I already knew it was about, but I knew why that call came too.
Right.
Because it wasn't Pat Charnay. She's just a manager.
Right.
And she just wants to do what
was right for the, you know, right for the song too. Yeah. And
well,
then
what you know, her main
right for all of y'all, basically.
Yeah. Well, you know, mainly for Ice Cube, because she works for Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Cube has Yo-Yo under.
Yep.
So,
sure did.
Technically, it's not really her hating or whatever, but Pac took it like, and I took it like Ice Cube's hating on us. And we loved Ice Cube. Yo, that made us like look into somebody that we praise to like, damn, you motherfucking, you're just like hating on us like that. Like, why? You let everybody else use your little parts on different music, but you ain't gonna let us use that?
Yeah, wow.
And the reason why I say us is because that's how I felt, because I'm right there with Tupac. Like, this is my team. These are my dudes. These are like, dudes, what the fuck, man? Now, Q and Eazy was already beefing with him at that time. So it was like, and he comes and records in the same studio as us. I never got to tell him because I seen him beforehand in the studio, but after Pac had told me that, I never seen him in the studio, and that's probably the reason why, because he knew I was going to say something, because I would go in his sessions literally and just walk in there.
Right.
And he'd be quiet, real quiet. And to me, he wasn't like really a friendly dude. You know what I mean? Just quiet, maybe because he was going through all the drama, but I was cool with him. I said, hey, you know, I'm going to drop some tapes over to Bob Morse, which was the engineer there at the studio Echo Sound. I said, I got some beats for you. And this was, you know, all before, you know, we got the news about Pat Charnay not letting us use, you know, the Yo-Yo part on the song. And you can, you know, research on Billboard, you know, they did a big write-up on me for the, you know, where I unveiled the original Dear Mama track with Yo-Yo in it. And he was mad about that. He was mad about that. Pac was mad about that. Like,
which he should be, you know, because he didn't think that, you know what I'm saying, that would probably would ever, you know, happen like that. He'd be like, oh man, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Q probably was just like funny feeling towards it. It might not even just because of y'all. It was just probably just the way it was at that time. You know how people was.
Yeah, exactly.
At
And
those
you know
times.
what? And you know, that's why I can't like assume anything, but that's just how we felt at that time. And we never got to, even to this day, he never told me an answer why, like he stopped that. But I bet you now, if he, you know, that song is like in the Library of Congress now.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you the truth. I've been on Clubhouse with a lot of people who play that song. They first thing they do, and it doesn't matter who they are, the first thing they're gonna make sure they play is Dear Mama. And everybody makes sure that Dear Mama wins. No matter if you play or at a versus, it's gonna still automatically be that's the I tell anybody, I don't even care. That's the number one song for a mother song.
Yes, it is.
Out of hip hop music in general. You gotta relate to it.
What I was thinking, Prince, is we finally get to add Dear Mama to our fucking I Only Touch Greatness Spotify list.
Oh my gosh, I'm putting it on there.
Because what we do is all of our guests that make music, we like to add them. We got them all on a playlist on Spotify.
Oh, that's dope.
Or my
I gotta download that playlist. I gotta subscribe to that.
It's my personal favorite songs. Like I pick my favorite songs of each one of the artists because most of the time if I'm gonna interview, it's because I like you, like I like your career kind of thing,
right? And shout out to ADHD. I had to tell them that too, because they play that and a lot of them cats, man. To OVR too, they play that shit and they make sure that that's the song. That's a song means a lot. And Mother's Day is coming up, and I lost my mother, and that's the first song I think about because that's my favorite album. And when I heard about the original song, I went back to the original song so I could hear that album, like hear that song. That's how much that means to a lot of people. So, always love that.
And you know what? To just tell the history of that, to let people know, whether some people take it as negative or positive.
Right.
That was the reality of that song that I believe a lot of people needed to know about. And that's why I told that story, because these are stories that now at that time, when it was the Dear Mama sessions, there wasn't a lot of people in the studio at that time. And that's a trip because remember I told you like there would be a lot of people in the studio. Right. But during them sessions, it was just me and Tupac and the engineer.
His heart.
Yeah, and his heart. And, the producers had already laid down all their beats. Like Tony Pizarro had already did the beat already. He wasn't even there for, the vocals because Pac always went back to the beats. What he did always went back to either add ad-libs or, do anything he felt he needed to do, a different verse and whatnot. And that's kind of like how he stayed with that song. That's the only song that I really seen him, me personally, around him that he doctored to get it to that because we had to take shit out because at Chardonnay and we were mad. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. I was probably more mad than Tupac at that point because
of course
I said if Tupac's bad, I'm fucking
because you knew how much that song was gonna y'all knew how much that song was gonna do. Y'all knew how great it was gonna be.
Like I said, that was like hip hop in the 90s. With the scratching, that's what made the song. It wasn't like the singing. People didn't trip off the singing at that point. They wanted like scratch hooks and stuff like that.
They did. Sure did.
And of course, now if you tell me which one do I like better, I'd be like, I like not the original, but the singing one, hey lady, all that. I mean, I believe that's what made it a super hit though, too. So everything is meant to happen.
It's happened, yeah.
So I learned like you can't like when something happens, don't, and that's for all you kids and just everybody in general out there. Don't fight to feel it, man, because that's just God working. And whether you might think at that time it's not for the best, it is for the best because it's going to work out to be the best. And that's just usually that's what I've learned in my 51 years of being alive and knowing to thank you, man. I sure appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you are a legend by far. Hey, A lot of that's why we love
the story.
Hey,
telling the story.
oh yeah, I gotta tell them. Oh yeah. I'll just say that's why we love hip hop. That's what we love.
And we both, I believe we both just got a new beer. So cheers to that.
I wish I had a beer. I ain't want to get none.
Oh, that's a rookie
We'll
move.
drink one for you, Rich. We'll drink one for you.
Right. I got that 50-cent bottle, but I'm like, I don't know about that. I gotta get up in the morning.
Prince, that's a rookie move. You know, Thursdays are my Fridays, so like that's
of course. It is Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, man.
For real.
Hey, it is.
Hey, and I'm right here with you guys because this is Cinco de Mayo to me right here with you guys, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
When Ryan,
do you still have the Guinness Book of Records?
Oh man, the Guinness Book of World Records
for the longest song.
I'm gonna send you that song for the longest song in history.
Yeah.
Next question. It's the same thing. Did K Slay did the Rollin' 100? Was that longer? I never heard your.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I'll tell you one thing. I love K Slay, and that's my dude. And we had like some of the same people, but of course, mine was already in the making a long time ago. So mine had the reggae in it too.
to DJ K Slay too.
Yeah, that was my dude.
Right.
You know, I used to call him up for guidance and here's a Clubhouse story for you. Because you know how they throw you down in the dirt sometimes, and you know how
I hate that bullshit.
You know, this was my problem on Clubhouse. It wasn't Clubhouse, just the whole platform. It was when you go into a room. Every time I go in a room, of course they put me on stage for whatever, and I respect that.
Right.
There was one guy that I knew that I was actually promoting his Clubhouse for him. And I went there and he knew that I was there and he just kept me in the dirt. But this was like one of the times that I really wanted to go on there. I wanted to go up there.
Right.
Because, they were talking about the music business and I had my 2 cents to talk about that. But, he never got me to the top, and I was even messaging K Slay at the time, like, what's up with this dude? I'm helping promote this. He won't even put me up there so I could, tell my little 2 cents and note, I really don't care about being on the top over there. Sometimes I want to hide myself to not go on the top, but this top, I wanted to go on the fucking top.
You want to go on the top and they don't bring you up. I hate that shit. I do hate that shit because nobody that I be like affiliated do that. Except like you got certain type of motherfuckers that do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all the ones I like cool people. I'm not liking the people who just doing it to bring, an audience. I like the people who just want love for the love of hip hop. Exactly. You know what I mean?
And when something like that happens, it's kind of like done purposely because and you're just like there, like, left in the dirt, what they call it. So I was so upset about that. I said, man, I ain't even gonna come on Clubhouse no more because of this shit, because it really messed with my emotions, and you shouldn't let any platform mess with your emotions. So I call
that's a fact.
Slay. Yeah, I call K Slay and I tell him just what I told you. This is why I love K Slay, man. This is why.
Man.
Oh Gems. Man. Do you know what he told me? Do you know what he told me?
I gotta smoke this one. Yeah.
He said, I'm gonna take a drink to this one too when I tell you.
Yeah.
You're DJ King Assassin, dude. You were somebody before this motherfucking platform. This platform ain't shit. And don't let anybody influence you or try to bring you down in any kind of way, because you were somebody before this shit. That's what he told me. And you know how good that made me feel like I'm not saying fuck Clubhouse. I'm just saying like fuck that incident, because it's the truth, man. Like, sometimes we let the little things like that,
right. It is
bother us so much where
it happens.
We start hating just everything.
And he knows, And he knows he's a real motherfucker. That's one thing I like about DJ K Slay. He's a real motherfucker. And he taught a lot of real motherfuckers. Shout out to Billboard Baby, because she came under DJ K Slay. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest thing is he's just that real. He gonna say, man, fuck that shit. He knows he probably know who did it. That's why he be like, man, that's why the motherfucker ain't doing
exactly. Yeah. He said, don't even trip off. That motherfucker's probably getting his dick sucked right now while he's up on there.
Right.
Okay. He always
real shit.
He always said the shit that made you like feel good, like
Right.
That's why,
Right.
Because how he said it and what he said, because he'd be funny too at the same time.
Right.
And I was like, man, I can't be mad. You're right. I can't be mad. That shit, fuck that shit. Let me go start my own room or whatever. And
Right.
That's the type of dude K Slade was. And I helped him out a lot with his social media and with a lot of people. I grow their popularity. Right. And I don't even worry about my popularity. I worry about everybody else. It's always been that way.
That's how I am too. That's how I am.
Yeah, that's what that's what the DJ does.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, of course.
DJ does.
Huge.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, it is.
And because we like to please everybody. We're not thinking about ourselves. Of course, we're thinking about ourselves in our skills of what we do. Only at that point, but not where, hey, I'm just gonna do
that shit. I love that shit. We're DJing for the clubs. I used to. My first job was at a strip club where I was 18 years old DJing at this strip club in New West. Like, never.
Wow.
I've like
that must have been an experience right here.
It was a hell of a good time.
I ain't never DJ'd a strip club, and I've been a DJ
lucky,
for like.
Right? Hey,
yeah, he's hella lucky. Titties and shit. I've been wanting this for years. That's the first thing.
Hey, that was my first job was my dream job.
Hey, man.
Did you fuck
DJ at a strip club?
Did you fuck any of the bitches? Did you?
Right.
You're probably married right now. Am I gonna get him in trouble? No, don't answer that. Right? Because I don't even want to get you in trouble.
Right, we don't want to get you in trouble.
But if you want to tell some fuck story, did you ever hit any of the strip girls? I know you had to. I know
right. You gotta have at least one.
You went inside some room or in some kind of or in the car or something. Tell us.
I'm not gonna pay for it.
He said, "I'm not gonna pay for it."
You're the DJ. Everybody wants
you're the DJ. They love the DJs. A lot of women. That's how they get attracted.
I was like 18, and there's like 36-year-old moms out there, like two kids, and they're dancing on stage, and I'm like 18. There's no way I'm asking them.
You're illegal.
You're illegal. Van. You're not going to come to my van in the alleyway.
No, because they'll just automatically do it. You keep on playing them good songs.
Play their good songs to keep them attractive. Yep.
I think he's just being. You're being. I know. He probably. Hey, every single one you probably nailed. You don't have to say nothing. I already know. I could tell by your face.
Right.
Nostalgia, and you can keep
Right.
Next
I
one
just say you had a lot of good times in the van.
Right.
I basically my first job. My very first job was my best job I ever had.
Of course. I mean, it's strippers, man.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, even at 30, that would be a pretty good job, I would think.
Hell yeah, shit. That's anybody's dream job. Shoot.
If you wanted any other
job.
You
love women?
If you wanted any other job at that point, would you, and you had the chance to go back to it,
I just wanted to be a DJ. I didn't give a fuck about the girls. I just wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah, that's dope.
That brought all that though too, right?
Yeah, I mean the cherry on top was the women. No pun intended.
Yeah.
He's talking about me. I ain't.
But you know what? It's because all of us, we haven't found somebody that is as good for us. You know what I mean? That's what it is. See, being single is a situation where I know when you meet people, you might think, oh, that's the one, but then you see right through them something like, they either have something that you don't like. You start seeing the red flags before they even happen. And it's like, that's when you cut it, because that's how I am. Like, for all the relationships I've been through in life, a lot of them times I let them flags just kind of, first down it or whatever you want to call it, be a foul and keep playing the game. But I've learned when you start seeing them flags, it's time to get away and don't waste no time, because at that point, you're wasting their time and your time just because you want to bust a nut. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you can pay for that shit too and be cool and pay for them to leave.
Cool. Yeah.
Or you can just have some around that, and people might say, hey, you're a male chauvinist pig. No, I'm just a realist because I've been through shit already. I don't want to hurt nobody. Right. I don't want my feelings getting hurt either, because so many, and the ones that, are the good going ones, you have to pay them a lot of attention, what they deserve. And at this point in my life, I got podcasts to do, shows to do. I got what do we got coming up? Columbia with D-Teck in a couple weeks in Columbia.
D-Teck. How'd you meet D-Teck? Because he's the one that signed us to Akon back in 2011.
Yeah, I remember you told me. D-Teck I met through VIP Records, Fabrizio. Fabrizio, he's a Latin politician, and he's so huge in his community, what he does as a politician. He told me one day, and this was just like out of the blue, he had messaged me. I think it wasn't even on Twitter. What was it on?
MySpace,
but I believe he says, I'm gonna verify your account, watch. And I'm thinking like, this dude's like, who in the hell is this dude? Because like, I don't know him from Adam, and he says he's gonna verify my account and he's not asking for no money. And then he verifies my account on fucking Twitter and Instagram with the blue checks before anybody. I had them blue checks before anybody. After that, I started giving them out because he taught me how to do that. VIP Records. And that's how I met D-Teck, through Fabrizio. Fabrizio, that's my dude, man. He helped me out a lot. You know, he got me verified on all them platforms. People are probably going to look him up now and say, hey, can you verify me and all that stuff? You know,
I'm already looking him up.
hey, he gave me the platform to verify people on Twitter. And I ain't gonna lie, we started charging motherfuckers. I was getting breaded because I was doing the followers too on Twitter, giving people followers, all that. Then, you know, all the big scandals happen and whatnot.
I know now. I don't even know what to trust if there was a thing like that. But
yeah,
yeah. I mean, you know, if you have the money to play that game, then play it. But if you don't got the money, then don't play it, because there's hardships in that too. It's just like relationships, right, fellas? It's like, they come and they go, because that's how them followers are. Some are real, some are fake, but you got to get both. If you want to
win the lotto, you can't win the lotto if you don't try.
No,
exactly. And let's face it, numbers is what makes us all look good, and what makes the Lady Gagas and the Justin Biebers be the Justin Biebers, and Chris Browns, and
basically shoot your shot at every one you got. Like,
exactly.
What is the worst that can happen? They're going to tell me no.
Okay. Exactly. You know, and if you got that type of money, then go ahead and do that. And who were they paying to do that? I was one of them dudes that knew that whole, like, I was into coding too. You know, just how I talked about hip hop earlier, you know, being into, you know, the 5 elements. Later on in life, I started knowing how to code. I started knowing how to run programs, to constantly follow people, to constantly unfollow people, to constantly make my own accounts. I had over 10 million accounts on Twitter that I owned. Combination, not all at one time, because they came and they left. I'm talking about through all time, and I was down to like probably 1 million accounts, because most of those accounts had got like taken away because of the IPs. You have to have the right IP addresses attached to all these accounts, and you got to constantly log into these accounts through them IPs. Because if you log into another IP, it's not Twitter, somebody behind the computer that's taking that countdown. It's the robots that look for that actually scan your logins. Every time you log in, you are being scanned, not just by your IP. Now get this, also your browser, how many inches your screen is. If you're a mobile phone, if you're on an iPad, all this is being documented every time you log into one of these platforms. See, it's called footprints. A lot of people don't understand that. They just think you can, and I'm giving up the game right now because, of course, I'm not into it, but I'm telling you the secret.
Catch you with a whole bunch of shit you don't need them to see.
I'm telling
shit.
I'm telling you how to make
I'll be stay organic with mine. Yeah, right.
And there's a way how to do this amongst, this goes for every platform. Every platform is, you know, dissected a certain way. YouTube, everything. It's the way you log into your accounts, and it's the way when you first initially make that account, has to be accounted for the same exact way throughout history, throughout time, if that makes sense. And everything has to look the same to that computer. Otherwise, if you do something else different, like let's just say we follow that account is following everybody too much at one time, then that gives a certain signal to the robots to
I've had that.
verify your phone number out of the blue. You ever had that? That's because maybe so
I ain't never had that one yet.
Yeah, you know why? Because probably a lot of people have stopped doing the accounts that way, or they know the secret, like what I'm telling you guys.
Right.
How to bypass all that stuff is really to, have automatic changers too, because sometimes it's good to switch every time, every time you go in. Every platform is different. You kind of just have to read it for what it is. But I like what you just said, organic. There's nothing like organic. You can get that if you follow people and talk to people and actually network. Clubhouse,
you actually network. Yeah, and like Clubhouse, that's the thing you could do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of things you could do just to build your stuff up. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, that's how I found out. I'm like, okay, I found out. I get a following wherever every time I do something. If you stop doing it, that's when your following,
that goes down.
Stale. Yeah, that's why a lot of them keep, posting. And I understand, like, you might not get 1 like, 2 likes, 3 likes, but you see it keep going up because you keep doing. Yeah,
it's the activity, and I'm glad you said that, because that's so important on Instagram.
Yeah, it is
activity. Even if people ain't liking your stuff, you just have to keep putting stuff out there because it shows activity. Eventually it'll all catch up. When more people come, they start looking at your older posts.
Yeah,
so people that like your show, like this podcast right here.
Right.
When you guys release this, I'm gonna go back and do some, some little magical history that I could do, and I'm gonna share every.
Love it.
You guys are gonna probably get some organic stuff on this too, because I'm gonna put in every group that I'm a part of, and I'm gonna do it a certain way where I'm not where I don't go to jail.
Right, true.
Like Facebook puts you in jail, and when you're in too many groups. But see, that's what people look at that shit. They see that, you know what I mean, and it gives you views, it gives you new fans.
Yeah, I do, and that's why I be trying to tell. Sorry, Ryan, but I've been trying to tell him this post. You ain't even got to be like, you ain't got to put them in order nowadays, because nowadays everybody they don't know, they'll tune in just because they finally found out that you keep uploading. True. That's how a lot of my friends got on. True. Like, because they upload the same stuff.
What Prince is saying is true, that we have so much great content. In 2 years, we've only done this for 2 years, and we have over 500
incredible content, man.
I told him, we got the one with Crazy Bone talking about Phil fucking Collins, talking about how that video came about, and how.
What I'm saying, we have the content already, and we have 500 episodes of everybody's either already a star, or we have nothing but football and hockey prospects, like I was telling you earlier.
That's insane right there, to do the sports and the hip hop. I've never seen that done.
Why have a lane though? I'm not trying to pick one lane. I want to go every fucking thing. Why
everybody? Exactly. And see, that's
we try to get actors and all of them. We want them all. Hosts. Right.
Maybe
because that's the thing. Everybody got a story.
Strippers. Can we bring the strippers?
Yep, that too. I don't know. You got to ask Ryan about that one. Can you see his head?
Well, Ryan already has a direct connect, so I think he's
right.
Right. Unless I'm appointed for, I could go out and find some for y'all and bring them on. But
of course,
it sounds like a better idea.
It catch your eye. It catch the eye. Sex sells anyway. Sex controversy sells.
Hey, Prince. This sounds like a great idea for the West Coast Hip Hop Awards.
Oh yeah, man! Are you guys gonna come help me? Hey,
we coming. We coming.
We're gonna be in Seattle together, anyways.
We're coming.
Let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up, because
let's talk about it. Shout out to Mr. Octavius. You know it.
I heard I'm hosting that for some strange odd reason. Again,
hey, the presence of a legend. We gotta have it. And we get finally chance to see each other. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, and I think of it now every time when I am appointed to host it. It's like it really can't be without me, because I've been with it so long, hosting it, you know, there with Octavius a long time. I mean, you guys know that. And it's almost like I have to be hosting it, and that's how I feel, because I don't ask Octavius for nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't want anything besides to be there and be a part of you know, West Coast history, because that's how I see it. And and you know, I'm honored every time they invite me back. And I think they'll always keep on inviting me back, because I always come with a special surprise. The last surprise, I brought MC Hammer.
That's just a tough title for anybody. I had to say, I had my knowing moment. Let me have my knowing moment. This is the first time I love Drake Champ. I had to have
man. It was a trip, because you know, my mom knows Hammer real good, and he does concerts around here because he lives down the street from me, and my mom gets roses every time she goes. I go, well, how come I don't want no roses, but how come he'll stop the show and say my mom's name and stuff like that? Him and Pleasure Alice. And I love Hammer because he's family. Like, Hammer is like family to me, and you know, he comes here whenever he wants to. I'll be asleep sometimes, and I just hear his voice. I go, is that Hammer? Am I dreaming or something right now? Because I still trip out though on that, but then I don't. But then I'm like, because I've been knowing him since I was a kid. I used to go in his little I wasn't little, but it was a big warehouse. The reason I say little warehouse because we had every car in there, and I say we, right? So I'm using the word we. You know, if I'm using the word we, then I must be driving them too. Me and Suki, rest in peace to Suki, who was another close friend of Tupac's, the bodyguard. He was the bodyguard for Hammer. I could say like my bodyguard too, because, but I was like, I didn't see him as a bodyguard. I see him as a friend, because hey, you ready? Yeah, come on. Okay. And then Hammer's passing by, seeing what car we and free access to the studio anytime I wanted the studio. Hammer would let me in the studio. Like, there would be no no's or nothing. Hammer never tripped off of me ever in life, ever. Like, that's the type of relationship that I have with Hammer. Not too many people can. He was like that with his people, but not too many people can like really say that. Yeah.
Especially with the man who he actually put money in the business. He put money in hip hop for artists. Like, them deals that he had was never been before. And the craziest thing is, like, even including me, he was like the Michael Jackson. He was real, Drake, but he was the real Michael Jackson. Somebody just told me this. I forgot that he the one that did a content did something with Michael Jackson. He was about to try to battle Michael Jackson, because that's how big MC Hammer was. Because I had the doll too. The parachute bands I never got. I was mad as hell because I built one of them. I wanted them, but I got the doll. I was like, oh my God, me and my friend used to have. Well, boy, oh man, that was the happiest thing ever. My mom stole it, but hey, my mom stole that motherfucking doll, but I had the doll. Oh, had the motherfucking doll. I wish I had that doll now.
I was just telling Prince the other day about there's a couple people that I had on the list, the people that I dreamed of interviewing, and I always had the MC Hammer fans as well. I was like 91, of course, rocking them at the park, and like mom made them like knockoff version, I bet.
Right. Say no more. You want them on the show? We'll get them on the show.
100%. That's
easy. That's like, hey, my birthday, right? I'm chilling. Hammer comes to the door. I don't even know my mom made that happen, brought him over here and told him about the birthday. And I would have too, but I mean, it would have been a long shot or something. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Right. But it almost happens like every birthday he's here, and this is what he does. He calls me just to get away from everybody, because there's already people here. Sometimes, and they all like, he can't even get through the door because everybody's asking for pictures, and I see cameras, and I'm like, damn, this is like my family. Like, you know, like it's like going to a concert or backstage or something, and people taking pictures. Because sometimes I understand it could be, you know, like, hey, we're here on personal family issues. You don't have to be doing all that stuff. But I understand how much Hammer means to people though too. So I can't be mad at him because I'd probably be doing the same shit too if I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the arbitrage, man. He had the people. He had the people.
For
like
sure.
he had like same way. Like the girls screaming, everybody screaming for him. Like,
so
that's
he calls me to go inside here in the garage you see right now. And this is what he does.
Right.
Hey, do you have all your old stereo equipment there as well?
Oh yeah.
From back in the day, all your old
Hell
stuff?
yeah.
All that.
I like that. I wish I could do that, man. I wish I could do that.
So he calls me in here and he just goes like this. 1. These are $100 bills. 2, 3, 4, 5, and keeps on counting, hundreds. I'm fucking tripping up. Like, what the fuck is Hammer doing? Right? Why is he doing? Is he trying to give me money right now for my birthday? Oh, I'm tripping. No, and he won't stop fucking counting. It's already over 1,000. He's going to 2,000. I'm like, Hammer, what are you doing, Hammer? I'm saying it's like, come on, Hammer. Like, I don't want. No, you've been helping me out all this other stuff. You know. I do stuff for Hammer out of love. I don't charge people to do what I do when I break their records or when I get them on Billboard or when I, me and Cocaine, we've been number 1 on Billboard. Hammer counted up to 2,500. Was it 3,000 for my birthday, dude? And I'm like, oh my goodness! And you can't say no to Hammer. Like I can't take it. He'll get very offended if you like don't take it. And man, that's Hammer. That's fucking Hammer, dude. That's Hammer. But we had to start somewhere at that point, you know what I mean, and do something. I brought a lot of equipment to the syndicate, but Ice always kept me family, and I always kept on seeing that tank, that aquarium. And to those that Ice-T or know of Ice-T, he keeps an aquarium in his house, and
yes, he do.
I'm always welcome
He's
there.
An aquarium, man.
Yo, how many people can go to Ice-T's house? And I'll show you footage of me and Ice-T at his house. Coco's cooking for us, and Chanel's a little baby just on the floor, and I'm hanging with Ice-T, and I'm drinking fucking Hennessy, tripping out because I'm in Ice-T's house. But I've been a friend of him, but every time it's like watching Law and Order, like in front of your face, like right there, and he's talking to you, and he's telling you, and he's asking for like my advice on things, and I'm like giving him my advice just like a friend does, and then I think about it later, like Ice-T was like he loves me, you know what I mean, and I love him, and we'll be in his car. He'll take me to some places, but when we go to places, it's like we're in a time machine because he fucking drives every time we go somewhere. Like your heart rate starts increasing if it's your first time, because that's what's going to happen. To me, I'm kind of like used to it. We drive over like probably 200 miles per hour or more because he had just got this car. I forgot what kind. It was like a van, but it was so fucking fast. It was like driving in a spaceship. And we would go to the turnpikes in New York because he moved from LA to Jersey, and his house is so incredible. Like in Jersey, you don't really know what the houses or what things are until you get into them. All the way down, and you just see all exotic fucking cars. Like, we were talking about Hammer, one thing, but Ice is all exotic. Hammer had old school and all kinds of cars. Yeah. Hammer had DAT players in fucking cars to play music. Ice-T like has these cars with like guns embedded in them and shit like that, and artillery and all the shit. Like Ice-T is really straight up motherfucking gangster more than anybody I've ever like been around, because he's the shit, man. Ice-T, and I love Ice-T, and Ice-T, I got unreleased songs with Ice-T right now that I'm gonna drop, and you guys are gonna get the first of it.
We need Ice-T. We need Ice-T back. We need one more OG original gangster, huh?
Prince, remember fucking Glasses Malone just had the Ice-T song.
Yeah, he just had that song with Ice-T and I think was it T.Y. Dolla $ign?
Yeah.
Or was it Snoop?
I don't know. You fucked me up. I didn't think about it.
Yeah. With T.Y. Dolla $ign. That's never been done before because I don't think Ice-T ever had a song with T.Y. Dolla $ign.
No, and
he had it.
Ice-T says in the verse something about the young guys.
No, I think it was Snoop. I think it was Snoop. Yeah. Yo, the craziest thing
is on the song. Remember that I told you, and he's also on K Slay song too.
Mm-hmm.
The longest song that we were talking about in history. He did a verse on that song, and it's incredible. Ice-T rocked it. We have a lot of people on that song. It's kind of like just like you just said, K Slay situation, but I think mine is more of a West Coast than anybody.
Like an All in the Same Gang.
Yeah, well, it's more than All in the Same Gang. We have just to name a few: Little Eazy E, E3. We got the Outlaws. We got Code 187 from Brother Law. We got South Central Cartel. All the members on there. We got rest in peace. The brother Red Rum. He's on there.
Yep. I had a song.
Rest in peace, Red Rum.
Yeah, and the list goes on, and I know I'm missing a couple, but I'll tell you one thing that I could say right now, and you have to kind of listen to it when it comes out. It's called State of Emergency. You're gonna hear Tupac on there, of course. I kind of put Pac on everything that I damn near do almost now because
do you still have unreleased?
I have unreleased shit of Tupac right now. And
this is what I want to hear.
And trust me, a lot of people are gonna trip out when I release these projects with Tupac, because it's a little bit of a lot, and you're gonna be in for some surprises that nobody in history has ever done this, what we're about to do.
I can't wait. That's all more Tupac music. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. More to soak me even more, because that's all I do every day. If I feel like any type of mood, Tupac song, Tupac song gonna knock it out. That's my therapy. Exactly. Sometimes it's my therapy. Sometimes, sorry, my psychologist probably be like, but your pills is therapy, but music is the huge dose to that therapy.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because, and I know both of you can, ride with me on this. It's like, have you ever felt mad, but then, when you hear Tupac, the madness comes out through Tupac that you feel, and it's almost like if you become Tupac, or Tupac becomes you, and it's kind of like he's telling your story for you, and it makes you feel that much fucking better. And all the attention that you had was released through the fucking music, and it's kind of like the anointment. And I don't want to say anything because I'm very spiritual, but it's almost like a spiritual awakening, because I think of it as spiritual, because the reason why is because it makes you not go do the things that you can do to a person to if you feel like you're fucking up somebody because they fucked up or something like that, you listen to Tupac and that lets it all out, then you can come and say, oh man, I'm sorry, because it takes a bigger person to be the one to say sorry. Just like Tyson says too, man, we have to learn to forgive people, because if you don't, they take a part of you. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, and that's so true, because the most people that you can have the hatred for he did me wrong, so you cut them off. They're actually controlling you, because they make you feel a certain way. They change the way you feel. And when people can do that, they have a certain power over you. So how do you let that negative energy be positive? Well, you forgive them. Just like I was telling, one of my friends, he was going through a bad relationship, and he actually broke up with the person, and they've been broken up for they were married and they got, divorced and all that for years already, but there was still that animosity towards, that he had towards her. And I was like, you know what? Just forgive her, dude. Just like, I know how much she did you wrong and all that, but there has to come a time, because she has power over you right now, because you cannot get over her. You can't even be cool with her. You look the other way. And when your kids are around, you don't even want to talk to her on the phone. And she's not even like that way towards you. You know what I want you to do when that happens? Get the phone and say hi to her and say how you doing, and make her feel like you're not tripping, because she knows you're tripping, and that's the power that she has over you. And when he did that and actually forgave her, as far as, by giving the vibe like, hey, how you doing, and being cool, and not like, like, I don't want to talk to you type of stuff. And not only did she respect him, and things that he thought, how he felt about her couldn't be changed, they changed right there and then, because you know what happened? The kids came up to him and said, Dad, I love you. This is the reason why I love you, for being my dad, and I love you for everything that you do, because of what he said and how cool he was to her. And that took his kids to love him even more, to even say that. And that changed his whole everything. That what he did, meant everything at that point, because to hear your kids say that, it touched his heart like no other, because they would have never said that if he would have never showed, his forgiveness, or whatever. You don't even have to call forgiveness. You can just call it just being cool, just not even letting anybody affect you that way to get mad, because when mad is a negativity that nobody wants, you know what I mean? And of course, we all been around negative people. It makes you feel negative too, and get into,
for sure,
into that vibe. But when he did that, fellas, it was like, I wasn't there, but he told me, and he had like damn near tears coming out of his eyes, just like when we first talked about Tupac. You see me get emotional. That's because Pac is my boy, you know what I mean? And we all go through emotional times, whether we lose our mothers, our fathers, our loved ones, and we all need each other's support to get through the day. And if you can give that support to somebody, then let them know. And I didn't even know that he was even going to go through with it or be cool. I just gave him that advice, but I told him, you're like holding yourself out of your blessings, because you're not, being cool with her when you should, when it's already long gone. That's never going to happen again if it does, because I think this girl still actually likes him. And I don't think he don't ever want to be with her again. That's cool. You don't have to, but you can still be cool that it's your baby's mama. You have to always keep it cool with your baby's mama. You know what I mean? You never know. You might have to cross, like Ice-T tells me, you might have to cross that bridge one day. You might want to go over there and go to Kansas City and go mess with the pimps, players, and hustlers over there.
Hustlers, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And hang. And then you might want to go to Vancouver and get some of the good Canadian over there. You know what I mean? Get some of that good green. You want to be able to do that shit. You want to be able to go places. You don't want to get yourself you want allies everywhere, man. See, that's what life is about, being free and being healthy. And not, it's kind of like the person that sells dope, they're always looking around their back because they got shit on them. They're, they can't, or somebody that does somebody wrong, running from the law. It's like feeling trapped. You don't want to feel trapped. You want to feel, alive. You want to be able to do things. You want to be able to, maybe see your baby's mama somewhere and say, hey, how you doing? Oh, okay, cool. Help anybody and everybody out. Because you know what? The people, that's how God was. He forgave everybody. He forgave, everybody and even himself. Nobody's perfect. That's what we all have to understand. There's gonna be times when we do bad stuff. You know what I mean? We're born that way. Nobody's perfect. And there's people that try to portray of being perfect, but they're not perfect. You know what I mean? And when you can actually be assertive and actually tell people your bads and your wrongs for what you feel, what you did to them, or even what they did to you, and you're saying it in a certain way, but not a way where it's like, man, remember that time? Oh, fuck yeah, you did that to me. No, you're saying it in a assertive way. You're like, man, I feel that you could have did this and you could have did that, but I love you anyways, man, no matter what. That's what you tell people. No matter what, I love you. I think I told somebody that not too long ago, and they were kind of like, and I had to think about it. I was like, man, this person's like, really like using me for a lot of shit and saying shit. I could say a lot of shit right now, but you know what? I'm saying this through my head. But I love this person, man. Otherwise, I would never did it in the fucking first place. Dig that in the first place. See, we all love somebody in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But then why can't we end it like the beginning?
Yeah.
So we can be cool.
Because that's a huge part right now. It's love, man. You gotta say I love you because you never know. You never know. Nowadays, it's you
That's
better
true.
say it now before it happens.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Is that MC Hammer?
I said bless B. I don't know who that is. It's probably some
I thought maybe you were gonna call MC Hammer for us.
You know what? We probably can. We could do that. I just don't know how to do it on this platform.
I'm just busting.
Oh, no.
chops.
So we are gonna know we can do that. Like, and he will pick up. Most of the time he picks up.
Who would pick
Really?
up quicker, Hammer or Ice-T?
Hammer.
I don't care. I love them both. I don't even care. I'm like,
I know.
it could have been
Ice-T is
it could have been ice cream. I don't give a damn. That's how I'm like, I like it. I love it, man.
And the reason why I say that is because Ice-T is always like, the camera's always on him. Like that SUV takes a lot of time, and he's always under the camera.
Yeah, he's always under the camera. Hell, he does commercials. Hell, he was doing one with Stone Cold. Like shit. Like that's like damn. And that's too
my
big.
grandma,
Exactly.
grandma
And you hear it on Spotify, right? You hear the commercials with Ice. And then, my brother, he's always watching TV. He watches, all what America watches all the time. You know what I mean? All the reality shows to Steve Harvey, Family Feud. But he sees all these.
My mom was like that.
But
my mom and my sister still the same like that.
And they see all these commercials, and they tell you about them. You know what I mean? Like, so my brother tells me about one last night because he knows all the people that I know. He knows them too. He's like, hey, I go, what's up? You see that new commercial with Rob Bass? I go, what?
Really?
Yeah, Rob Bass has a commercial. I go, what you mean he has a commercial? It takes two. He's putting me on game and shit, my brother. And then I called Rob Bass and, hey, you got a commercial with M&M's? He just did a commercial with M&M's. It takes two. And Rob is a real good friend of mine. I don't know if you guys know that, but rest in peace, Easy Rock.
Easy Rock, yeah. He just, and that's crazy. He just had an anniversary too of him passing. Oh, his birthday. Yeah. I think his birthday him passing or something.
Yeah. And every time they would come to the West Coast, it wasn't even when I went to the East Coast, they call me up and I'd be in the limo with them, like, come with us. Okay, cool. Like, Rob Bass called me up and I could go perform because I know what that means. Like, you can go perform with him and DJ. So I DJ for him, and Skip would be there too at some of the shows when he was alive. Easy Rock. He had no problem. Like, there was no hatred, no nothing. Like, to me, I was just happy grooving, just being there. I didn't care if I was on the sideline or anywhere, just being there looking. But no, I'm there with Rob Bass, like ad-libbing like a hype man with Kyle Rifkin. And we're at the King show, and I'm looking on the side, and I see all them famous newscasters, like, and they're looking at me. They're not looking at, I ain't no fucking athlete, you know what I mean? But they're giving that respect. It's like, you know how it is, fellas. You're interviewing all the athletes, you're fans of theirs, but then you're also fans even of the commentators.
Right.
And I just like, and I get this like after too, because sometimes I don't look at the people. I'm just caught up in my moment. Then I look at the pictures, and I think you can see some on my Facebook. It's with me and Rob Bass. And then if you look closely in the back, you see the famous commentators. Like, I'm like, wow, yo, this ain't no Photoshop moment. This is real fucking shit right here. I'm like, damn, like, this is crazy. How crazy is this? And then there was one time that I missed going to the Kings game for the playoffs. No, it wasn't the Kings. It was the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors were in the Golden State playoffs. And damn, my girl like crashed my fucking car. At that time, she was my girl. Notice she was my girl. She fucking wrapped my shit around the telephone pole, like Eazy says, right? Hey,
right.
and I couldn't make it to the show. They wanted me to come to the show. Do you know if I would have made that show? Oakland's like an hour away from me, where I'm at right now. It was at Oracle. Check this out. Jay-Z, Beyonce in the front, and fucking Rihanna. He's performing for them, and I would have been right there in front of them, not being a starstruck type of dude, but just the essence of fucking doing that shit,
right?
To throw up the two, because I'm Pac, all for Pac. Not saying that they're against Pac or anything, but
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
right.
And fuck, dude, I wish I would have made that. But things, are always meant to happen. God, it wasn't in God's plan, and so be it. And I can't be mad at anybody for that. God didn't want me there for a certain reason, and I know that. But boy, hey, can you imagine if she didn't crash that car and I would have been over there? Like, man, that would have been some. Hey, that's like.
Oh, that would have been a dream come. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of like a nightmare, a dream come true all at once. Right. But it's still a dream can turn into reality, and it finally turns, and that's a dopest one. That's the dopest ever.
Hey, is there any artists nowadays that you really want to work with?
Oh man, that's a good question. Because there's so many artists that I haven't worked with.
But they all fucking suck. Sorry to say.
No, they all ain't sucking. We still got Kendrick Lamar's, some J. Cole's.
I know the West. I know there's still the good ones. But...
Well, there's one artist that he's always been around, and he's probably one of the most sickest that I think ever. His name is Rakim. Yes, Rakim. I would love to work with Rakim because ever since I was a kid, just I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke,
right?
Because I'm paid in full.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hoping that I know the ledge. Damn, juice sound right there. Yeah,
no doubt the clout. You know what I'm about. Knocking niggas off, knocking niggas out. Rakim, Juice, made the ledge.
Hey, and that was like the whole because it's still related around Tupac. If you think about because that movie,
it is.
That was the action scene and shit, man. Damn,
the best parts, man.
When you're not doing music, what are some of your hobbies?
Going to that strip club that you work at and DJ.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good, you know what? I was thinking about that. Like, damn, what else do I fucking do besides make music? And because not to cut off that question, because I'm going to answer it, but I have so many unreleased songs right now, Phyllis. It's fucking crazy. And I'm mixing them all down. But I've been concentrating on trying to get the right mix because I'm using different equipment and testing different equipment out. So it's not like I can't mix them. They're mixed. A lot of them just need to be mastered. So I'm trying different things out to, get the best of the master because I know how to master, but I want it done a certain way. So I'm still bringing that analog feel to it, meaning it sounds more like warm still, and it'll be louder than most other songs. It's going to put you in a realm of 3D mode. That's what I'm working on, where you can feel it. It's just something that stands out, and that's why you can tell the difference, with the sonics, with a lot of the producers that know how to bring that out. So that's what I'm concentrating now in my career in time. If there's any extra hobbies that I do, besides the music, because I take it like that, because that still is like something that's mastering is a hobby too for me, you know what I mean? But it still revolves around music. So I'm trying to think of something that I I do that doesn't revolve around music, because everything revolves around music.
Yeah,
Does drinking this revolves around music. What doesn't?
Can drinking be a hobby?
Yes, it can. If you're a taster, then you're a taster. You're telling people what kind of good beers, what kind of IP, what kind of where it's from, and what gets you buzzed, what doesn't, what needs to be off the market, what needs, how much pH levels is, and what kind of water do you drink? A nutritionist. I like to learn about stuff. Let me tell you guys a story. Very, very important. I wouldn't even call it a story. I would call it knowledge. Shout out to Nutso. See, music related again. Shout out to Nutso from
Shout out to Nutso. Yep. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Nutso from the Outlaws.
And his sister, Keisha Cole. Good friend of mine.
Keisha Cole. Oh my God. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm glad that you said that. Shout out to the homie Unique, because that's one of her home girls. Unique. I don't know her last name, but she be on Clubhouse. Hey,
I'm gonna have to go over and talk, because Keisha's always on.
Yeah. Sometimes she'll come on there and just shoot the shit. Shout out to my boy Gambler, because Gambler's they always talking. They funny as hell, man. They be having me cracking up, man, when I'll be listening to it. And I'm like, he's like, Keisha Cole, yeah, Keisha Cole there. I'm like, Keisha Cole? I'm like, marry me. I'm like, marry me, because I forget that Keisha Cole is Oakland. I forget she's Oakland bound. So I'd be like, oh shit, when you talk on Clubhouse, you never know who you're talking to until you hear their voice, and they were like, oh holy shit, this is her. This is
you never know
for real.
And I always knew that was Nutso was related to her. That was his sister.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to her, it's through Twitter or because she follows me on there. But here comes Nutso. Here, my sister wants you to have these.
Wow.
Car seats for my kids and stuff like that. Like, that's the type of love that she has. And Mama Cole, you know what I mean? They live, I'm not gonna say where at, but they live only 20 minutes away from me. And
I've been a big fan of hers forever.
Man,
we might have to. I don't know how available she is. She's.
No, I know. We're
she's
not
actually hard to get a hold. I can
hear her.
She is.
Yeah, she is.
I don't know if it's because she wants to be that way. I think it's just because she stays busy and.
Yeah, she stays busy. Yeah, she does stay busy. And she stays busy. I see her lives and stuff. I'll be like, oh shit, she's busy. Hey, she's a busy woman though. And when she has her breaks, and even when she did have the break, and I see her on Clubhouse, I was like, and Unique, shout out to Unique. She's just a real person, man. She added me. She was like, "You cool people." So I was like, "You cool too?" And like she cool, fine, but she cool too. I'm like, "Shit, y'all all cool." For real. That's what I love about Clubhouse sometimes, because you get to interact with people who love talking to people. Man. I love talking to people, man. For real.
I love the Abby, man. Most of Abby, everyone seems like they're a model on Clubhouse.
I know.
It's a bad one. At least you're thinking, right? And
right. But they're so smart. Some of them are very smart. You be thinking that they're gonna be on some dickhead shit because they thinking that they just cool as motherfucker. They be like, all right, cool. Most of them be all right, but they be blunt. And some of the women are fucking.
And you know what I love about it, because sometimes there's a lot of people that don't know the industry that's on there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, we're bringing that up right now, because, I want to be
because they'll know sometimes too who they talking to.
Yeah. I want to share some of that knowledge with the kids out there, or the grownups, or even the grownups that don't know how to get their royalties. And I was going to say that in yesterday's call with the Alliance, when they started bringing that up, because King Son started talking
how to
about
get
that.
paid.
Yeah, King Son.
I could have
was.
I could have went on there and fucking schooled everybody about how to get paid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, because all the other people from the SAG and everybody was saying all this and that, but it still didn't make no sense to me.
No, it didn't. It didn't make no sense. I know. Chuck D was like, Huh? Like, what some of them saying, you know? And the ones who was like talking was, you know, Curtis Blow, you know, he don't know too much about, you know, technology like that. But, you know,
well, you know, he's doing something to try to bring everybody together to
right.
And that's probably why he invited me. And, you know, trust me, they put me on the stage, but I didn't go on the stage.
I was wondering. I was on stage.
I just wanted to listen. You know, so there's sometimes.
Sometimes. You know, that's what I do too. That's what I do.
Sometimes I don't want to tell everybody because, you know, I don't want to. Yeah. Like I think I'm the
Me
shit
too.
Because it's just knowledge that I have. Now, what I would have said was this: King Son, you don't have to talk to no damn Sony Records. You don't have to talk to anybody, brother. All you have to do is know your information of your BMI or your ASCAP number or your in Canada, I forgot what it's called, but it's another organization just for Canada. You know probably what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hang on.
And what is it?
No, hang on. I was trying to focus more in, and I was hoping you were going to give me a better hint.
I'll tell you that organization.
I'll message you.
And check it out. In the United States, right? I could speak for the United States right now because this is where I'm from and this is what I know. All you need is a BMI or an ASCAP number or a CSAC number. And to be registered is all you need to know, but to register and how to register is the breaking point for anybody that wants to get paid their publishing. There's 3 ways of publishing that you get paid for, okay? One is a performance royalty. That means when you go out and you go do a show, every time you go out, I don't care where it is, it's a place of business, you should be getting paid. If you're not getting paid, then you don't know how to get paid in this industry because you don't even have to get paid from the venue, but the venue is going to pay you through what? Through BMI or ASCAP or CSAC. Because what you have to do as an artist or producer or any kind of creator is claim that, fellas. You just have to claim that. And when I say fellas, I'm talking to everybody out there. Claim that shit. And that place of business is paying ASCAP or BMI to even be in business. Okay? That's how it is. If they don't, they can't even play music. Any place of business that plays music has to pay BMI or ASCAP. So that means
sounds like a union.
Yeah. So exactly, it's exactly like a union, and that's what it is. So basically, one performing publishing is performance rights. Okay, and that's wherever you do a show at, you have to contact your organization, your union, and tell them you played. Whether if you said a couple words or whatever song it is that's published through them, you have to say that those are the songs that you did. Put your playlist together. Put your playlist together and get fucking paid, okay?
We got a special guest too. We got Mr. Octavius. We got Mr. Octavius on my line.
Octavius Miller. Miller. Hey. Oh my! Rest in peace, Seagram.
Rest in peace, the legend Seagram, his brother right now.
Man,
we trying to get you on here. Octavius. Yeah, right. He's throwing the peace sign. He's throwing the peace sign. I gotta keep this one. This is an epic one.
I just sent him the link. Like, click the link. You can join the meeting.
I'm about to end this. I'm about to end this, and I'm about to message you. Okay. Okay. All right, I got you, King. Good note.
Yeah,
you're killing me. I sent him the message like 10 minutes ago. Like, fuck.
Okay.
So he saw the live. I went live on Facebook. I'm about to keep it.
So, fellas, listen. That's one form of payment, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people
you leave your house. Every time you leave your house, you're getting paid.
Exactly. Every time you leave your house, because they have an app that you can claim it.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Another form of publishing, of course, is your music, where it's at.
Yeah.
And your brand.
And your brand. And every platform that is a platform, like let's say iTunes, there's publishing you get just for somebody playing your songs, not even downloading, not even just streaming it. your mechanicals. But how do you get paid everywhere? Because we're talking just the United States with BMI and ASCAP, right? Now we're talking Canada. Now we're talking Europe.
Yeah.
All King Son had to do, and all I should have got on the platform and said, is sign up with SongTrust. That's the key to everything. They're going to get you paid on no matter what. If you did anything, I don't care if you just spit on the song, I don't care what you did, and you had some kind of performance, if you wrote the lyrics, whatever it is,
right,
you can get paid. And as long as you know the other people that participated or helped you produce it or rapped on it with you or sang on it with you or said an intro or spit or talk some shit on the song, they could get paid too. You just have to know all the information of everybody that's on there, and SongTrust republishes your stuff for you without approval of the label, because as long as you're claiming that label can't say anything like, hey, you're ready. As long as you say what label it was and they're on there already and they see that, guess what? Your song's being republished with whoever is claiming their percentage. And the only thing at that time is what they look at as percentage, right? And if that's really your true percentage, the label sees that and they okay it. I've never had no problems on anything because I go through SongTrust. And that's what you got to do. Just go through SongTrust. And I should have told King Son that shit, but I didn't tell King Son that shit. But I'm telling King Son shit now. King Son, that's what you do. And King Shamik and the twins that were on profile. Shout out to King Shamik. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
But you see how the industry tries to make it like, because they fooled King Son. Being that profile was bought by Sony, so they even distracted him even more.
Yeah.
But it was,
and you could tell he knew what he was talking about, but he didn't put too much information, because when you're talking on Clubhouse, you got like,
because nobody knows.
Take out the whole time. That shit. Nobody knows. They're just glad.
Not even Chuck D. Nobody. I'm glad I wasn't on there.
Well, Chuck D was. I think Chuck D. He had to do something, because Chuck D said he was going to come back, but I think Chuck D was so busy.
He was so busy. He didn't, because Chuck
D was so busy. He wasn't, and Curtis Blow really. I could tell Curtis Blow really didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so I wish I would have said something, but I just wanted to.
Because they're never on Clubhouse that much, so they ain't gonna know that.
Prince, I need to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Cut you off. You need to message Octavius. He's joined like 3 fucking times here on the meeting.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming in.
There we go. We got him. We finally
He's coming in. Yeah, he's coming in. Yeah, he's coming in. He just saw it.
Okay,
that's why I
get that.
We can talk about all the incredible moments for the Westcoast Hip Hop Awards. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the incredible moments that Octavius, got to witness. And let's talk to Octavius now. Live from Oakland, California, home of the Mac.
Home of the Mac. And I don't know, his audio is not hooked up yet. If you can hear his rolling.
His audio, he's probably trying to figure it out.
Hopefully he's got as many drinks in him as we do.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah,
right.
And here we are.
Hopefully you can hear us. Can you
we're
hear
talking
us?
about the most important things too right now, the publishing. But hey, I might be
the publishing,
you the way
all of
it is right now, and that's the way
right.
And that's what people need to do, because you have to think of not just wherever you're from as country-wise. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking city-wise or statewide. I'm talking country-wise, because the world is big, dude, and your music's everywhere. In order to get paid, you have to have these unions working for you. And guess what? BMI and ASCAP only serve a certain part of the world. So when you go through SongTrust, you're getting the world, okay?
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah.
And there's no other like it. And I strongly suggest everybody who makes music go through SongTrust and get your royalties, because you can not only just claim, the royalties that's on certain platforms, because they have where you can choose Spotify and claim all your songs from Spotify, which is dope. But guess what else they have? What's the link to your song on YouTube? Blam! And start getting paid for all your YouTube right there and then. And all you gotta do is just know the link and what song it is and all the information, and you're golden, man. That's all basically it is. So that's all King Son had to do really, is just sign up for SongTrust, and wherever his videos were, put those in, register those, go to Spotify, find all your songs on there, load them up, and have them register your song as a whole to all the agencies, because that's what they do. Not only do they, get your money from these different platforms, but they also send it out to the BMIs and the ASCAPs and to the CSACs and every, genre out there, and every country out there to get paid. That's how big it is. People don't understand. Like, that's worldwide payments there.
I just want to throw it out here.
When was got Mr. Octavius.
When was the first time you met Octavius?
We were in the. We weren't even in the subway. We was in what is that? The BART stations, man. We were in the BART station, and I think he was going to Frisco or something, and I was going to Frisco, and we were in Fruitvale.
Right.
I think he X'd out one of my graffiti pieces on Oakland is Proud or something, and he tagged his name, Miller, and he claimed my painting because I stole his sketchbook. That's what it was.
So David. Hey man, listen, we go way back, bro. They don't know nothing about all that, bro. Music pros,
the pros were Rico,
in a minute music,
in a minute records. Oh my,
in a minute records. Wow. We go back. Your City Hall,
Walter,
bro. Walter, everybody.
Epic.
I'm working on these trophies right now for the Westcoast Hip Hop Awards.
Oh my goodness! Look at them beautiful trophies, folks.
Beautiful trophies. I hope one. Man. I hope I get one. I hope I get one.
We got one covered, man. This one right here. This one right here is from this is for King Assassin right here. He got the big boy.
Oh my good. Oh my.
That's
wow.
That's deserving. That's deserving.
Thank you, Octavius.
Deserving.
I love you. I love you, man.
Bro.
Man, that means a lot to me. Man, I can't. I mean, I was just telling these brothers earlier, like, being a part of the West Coast Hip Hop Awards is kind of like, it's a given for me every year to do that, because I feel like I'm just part of it, just like you, Octavius. You know what I mean?
Right.
You always treat me like family, and that's why I love being around the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. And it's a certain style that you get, and that you've always brought to the people by saying my name all the time. You know what I mean? And
exactly. I mean, you deserve it. You put in the work, man. Everybody that's put in work, bro. I'm gonna make sure they get honored properly, and that's the reason why. I mean, I'm proud you guys are doing in a museum in New York and all that, but we need our own out here too. So
right, exactly.
I'm gonna open up my own museum of our archives. We're not gonna have just a little video part, little in a corner somewhere, and all they're gonna show is NWA, and that's it. It's more to it.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna do our own museum out west. You know what I'm saying? Specifically for us, you know what I mean? And so we can celebrate ourselves, and and we can validate each other too, and really show love. And that's why I was telling the awards, man, we're building bridges, not fences, man. And I just felt like we wasn't getting no love after the Pac and Biggie thing. They just kind of shut us down and really didn't want to deal with the reality of the world and the music and what was going on in these inner cities. And I felt really sad and really disappointed in the hip hop community because they wasn't supporting us. And man, we had all kind of music. Like I said, we had Hammer, who sold over 100 million records without one cuss word. We had DJ Quick. We had Sir Mix-a-Lots. We had the Jacka and Mac Dre, and all these different entities, man. All the rappers from LA back in the day, man. The Uncle Jam's Army and all these guys, man. We had all these legends that never received anything, but paved the way for a lot of people, man. And that I just feel that our award show.
We had Huey MC, man.
Right.
Legends from the Bay, that
from the Bay, man. Oh my God.
A lot of people, outside of the Bay may not have known of, but now they know. You know what I mean? Like we put a lot of knowledge too out there, by having the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, on knowledge upon Seagram. You know what I mean? As far as man, a lovely brother that with incredible lyrics, incredible history. Who knows better than Seagram than his own brother right here, man? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's a
I
fact.
mean, he brought Texas to
You
us.
got that
He brought
movie.
Texas to the Bay. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
dealing with the Princes, shout out to D Prince. Man, I remember I went to go meet with D Prince one time because Scarface I just talked to Scarface too the other day, to Brad. I'm gonna hook you up with him. So you're already hooked up. Come on.
Yeah, I'm plugged in with Brad.
Hey,
Brad.
Man, Mr. Scarface walking down the block. Oh,
yeah.
Love it.
You know, there's a lot of history with Seagram, a lot of history with, you know, a lot of the brothers that passed that never got to, you know, make it big in the industry because of so not you know, not enough material. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Seagram is one of them because Seagram had a lot of music, but he had so much more in him.
Right.
That's why it's so important to get the community involved and to, you know, honor these fellas, and not only that, but give knowledge to powers that be to keep on making the right type of moves to keep us alive.
I mean, even Nate Dogg and you know, the couple of cats from it's a lot of cats that's gone from us from the West, man, and never really got a chance to shine. You know, I remember K Cloud.
K Cloud, big K Cloud, that was my boy.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
he was
man.
the only one in the Bay with them big jackets that said K Cloud.
Right,
Right. Like they were like, what was it, like clouds and shit? Huh?
Right.
Like the big old K and the clouds.
See, no, who would mention K Cloud but a real thespian in this?
Hey, you have to know your
history
to know who K Cloud is, yo.
You know, I just talked to King George. He's coming up to the awards and. You know, all the old school TRU stuff, all the
limit stuff. Yep.
You know, we got a lot of history, man, a lot of love, and I feel good about it, man. I feel good about the music is going. I don't like a lot of the new stuff, but it's some good stuff in between that you know, that's really decent, good quality music. Our problem was we didn't have we don't do like New York does, which honors their forefathers or the people that came before them that paved the way for them. They always talk about Kool Herc and K-Slade, rest in peace, and all these different entities that they talk about their heroes and their legends. We don't. The youngsters don't do that, and that's the problem.
The youngsters don't. They don't even care about
and they should
legends,
because
you know, and
they should because they wouldn't be doing what they're doing if it wasn't nobody before them. Well, I don't understand that part. You know, you ain't got to kiss nobody's butt, but you got to pay homage, bro, to somebody because you're making a living off something that somebody else had to go through that didn't get the money, and now they did get the money. You know? So it's different, you know.
And a lot goes to show of how they portray themselves and why they don't have no respect for their own lives nowadays. And it's like being dead is like natural to the youngsters now, where it's almost like they live that, you know what I mean? And that's why we're losing so many brothers right now amongst the violence that they're portraying. The youngsters are portraying, not the OGs. It's these youngsters running around just shooting each other, doing whatever they do, kill themselves and start the fights over senseless stuff. At least we fought about something, you know what I mean? When we did fight, but we fought to see another day.
Exactly. We actually fight.
Yeah.
You weren't scared to take a butt whooping, you know, and that's the difference between the OGs and the youngsters. And the youngsters, I understand they got their own pride. They trying to push their own lane. We understand that part because we did the same thing. Our parents didn't like rap music. Their parents didn't like the Motown stuff. Their parents didn't like jazz. So it all, you know, kind of come forward. We all rebel against what's old and try to, you know, blaze our own new trail, which is cool. We understand that part, but pay some respect though. Put some respect in it. You know.
I love everything West Coast hip hop and the awards.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it, man. I mean, it's our 16th year now. So we've been around for a minute, you know, and we paid homage to a lot of vets. Yeah. A lot of the big guns, they come and support it, but a lot of them didn't, you know. But at the end of the day, who else is going to really support them? Who else is really going to remember?
King Assassin's there every time.
Oh man, it's all good. You know, Snoop came through a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just Hammer alone, man, that made it for me because you know we went to school together and it was just all love anyway. But that was the highlight for me. That was the pinnacle for me. you know. And so I was glad. I'm glad Sasson made sure he came through, man, and brought him up there because it was beautiful. That was a beautiful night. Even Ann Banks was there. It was so many different stars. And
Banks, that's an underrated.
Hey, I knew you loved it, Octavius.
That's an underrated producer.
I knew you loved that because I see it in your face, and just to see it in your face, man, that made me feel so good.
Yeah, man. Man. That was true, bro. Because it was funny because we was used to seeing Hammer perform at lunchtime at Fremont.
Right.
I went to Fremont. So we was him, Too Short, and Humpty used to come down all the time, and Drew Down lived up the street from the school. So we had people there all the time, man, that was rapping at lunchtime, at Fremont back in the 80s. Now I go back to me and Short selling tapes on the bus together, 82. You know what I'm saying? That's how Gray's popping in now. So how old it is now.
I had to use Just for Men earlier, and I painted mine because mine's great. But, it's black right now, but best believe I'm right there with you, bro. Hey, yo, I'm telling you, selling the tapes was like no other, and then after we started seeing the E40s and and then Hammer, he was with the records, what was the record label? Busted Records.
Busted Records.
Hey,
Busted Capital.
I was telling the fellas, Hammer would never charge me for studio time. Every time I would go to Fremont, that's where he had like his studios and everything. Every time I go with Silky. Silky was his bodyguard. See, that's how any car I wanted, I could go and drive it. Hammer wouldn't care. He wouldn't care, not because he don't care about what he has. Of course he cares about what he has, but he trusted me so much. And that's why I think, we're so close to this day. He comes to my house, and for my birthday, I was telling the fellas, he just was counting these hundreds, man. I didn't know. And he wouldn't stop counting these hundreds. I'm like, man, Hammer, just enough. What are you doing, man? He's over here giving me like close to about $3,000 and $100 bills for my birthday. And I'm like tripping out because he wouldn't stop counting. It was just 100 after 100. And
that's a good problem to have, brother.
Yeah, it is a good problem. But I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And, he loves you too, Octavius, man. That's why I said, hey, we're going to doing hip hop. Let's go. And we rolled, and we're going to do it again.
Man.
We're going to do it again.
Honor. It was an honor, bro. I mean, that, like you said, it made me feel so good to be nostalgic about it but see, I remember Hammer coming up on my block. My hood was crazy, but he came up on our block, man, and actually offered cats job. I talked about it at the award show. He actually came to my block and cats are shooting dice and selling whatever they selling and whoopty-whopping and doing all that. But Hammer actually asked him, "Did you want a job? You can come work for me. Jump in the limo, bro. Let's go." You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you don't have to sell. You know what I mean? He was really telling them. I mean, they talked about it, but I actually seen it. So from that point on, that was my guy. That was my guy, bro. He was my go-to. That was my pinnacle because he's the only rapper I've ever seen, and I've been in this earth 55 years that actually came to the hood, offered cats jobs, and really did that. You know what I'm saying? And a couple cats jumped in the car. They still living. They still doing good. The other cats, man, they're gone. They in prison for life, and the other ones they buried. They gone. Rest in peace to them. But they had a choice. He gave people choices, man, and that's why I always love Hammer.
And you know what? Hammer is not to be played with either, too. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand. He can throw them things.
That's a fact.
Hammer pants and all that other stuff.
Hey, Redman even said it. Redman even said it. Better not mess with Hammer. Better not fuck with Hammer.
Hey, bro, wasn't nobody messing with Hammer because he had them high street. He had them high street bank boys behind him.
Yeah, right.
They were deep because Fremont was on High Street. You know what I'm saying? So,
Fremont down here is Oakland. That's the whole thing about it. Too. It's all right. But people don't understand the Bay is it's so close to each other. Like, you have San Jose, you have Fremont, you have East Palo Alto, you have San Francisco, you got Oakland, you got,
Hayward. You got Hayward.
Haystack.
Where Spice went from. Yeah, where Spice from.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was just so much.
But that was like Oakland, right? I mean, people don't like. Hayward is like
Hayward is
Oakland. I don't care what
Oakland.
anybody says.
That's South Oakland, like they do in San Francisco now. They call it. But man, like I said, we had so much history, man, with this music thing. The independence, though, was always the beautiful thing for me for Bay Area music. The independent, entrepreneurial thinking brothers that we had and sisters that we had back, Conscious Daughters. Oh, man, everybody was doing their thing. I love Paris too, from out of Frisco. I love Paris music, bro. He always been conscious and a good brother, man, and always spoke up on issues that other people wouldn't speak up on. And so I always got love for him. I want to honor him. I want to honor Paris, man.
Hey, you know who we got to honor too? And they don't really get their props, but I remember being a young kid going to their house in Oakland, just hanging out there. It was a big white house. APG crew, the APG boys.
I did.
Yeah, hey, I'm glad you did, because listen, I remember being around Mellow Mar, all them dudes when I was a kid. I was like 16 years old, and they invited me with open arms, right there, hanging out, and J Cut, all them dudes.
Yeah, bro. J Cut was at the one in Oakland. I honored J Cut, the AP9 crew, man, and that's it.
I'm glad you did.
And that's why people don't be understand. But I also want to honor, he's gone now, rest in peace, but the Soul Beat.
Soul Beat. Yeah, and Eastmont Mall. Oh my, tell them about Eastmont Mall. Let the world know about,
man, But you know who actually started the Eastmont Mall was Al Davis. Al Davis got it. He opened it up. He put the money up behind it because the Raiders guys couldn't go nowhere. They didn't have no place to shop and go. They used to have to go to San Francisco to get clothes and stuff. And he's like, man, we don't want to go over there because they be prejudiced over there sometimes, and we need our own mall. Al Davis and them put the money up for the Eastmont Mall.
Wow.
Yep. And
nobody knows that. I didn't know that.
Right. Wow. And that used to crack. I remember seeing Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson come to the Eastmont Mall, man.
Damn.
It was crazy. T.Y. Uzi was in there, the record
T.Y. Uzi, the record shop. I forgot about T.Y. Uzi. That was the best record shop ever.
Hey, bro, listen, I'm a musician, thespian, man, when it comes to
what about Westcoast? You know, when you said that, you know what artist came to mind? I don't know what happened to him. Ascari X.
Ascari's, he's still around. He's they say 5150, but I don't think so.
That's crazy because he had some shit back in the days. He was like the political rapper. He was like Public Enemy.
He did a couple songs with my brother. And Scary is a beautiful soul, bro. That matter of fact, that's one of my favorite albums, is a Message to the Black Man album.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite albums.
Swing batter swing.
Yeah. 3 strikes and you out. Yeah. Sieg is on that.
You just gave me something that I'm about to add on my playlist.
Oh, bro.
Is it out on streaming platforms? Yeah, I'm about to put it on my playlist.
Yeah, I'm about to do it on there, man. Yeah, it's a lot of brothers, man. A lot of brothers that came out of the Bay that never really got no shine, but was really talented. Had a lot, but that's all over the West Coast and Kansas City too. You know what I'm saying? I have cats out there that that never came. But man, listen, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who's ever supported anything that was West Coast oriented, man, because we spawned a lot of people. And we influenced a lot of people over the years, and we never really got no love for it. But at the same time, we did. We was LA cats, New York cats. They wanted to be on record labels. The Bay cats wanted to have their own label. We just needed distribution. That's what our thing was, man. We want to keep our own. I don't want to get 5 cents a CD. I'd rather get $6. And that was the thing. That was the difference between. They were more famous than us, but we had more money.
Mm-hmm.
They were more famous than us. We had more money. They eventually parlayed it. They parlayed it into money when they started touring. But we eventually had more money than the whole United States that went with Hammer. You know what I mean? Like exactly.
And Tupac was getting it. You know what I mean? Your brother getting it. You know what I mean? It's just motherfuckers just jealous out there sometimes, and you know how it goes. But
it's how it goes. That's part of the game. It come with it. We know, that's part of it. But at the same time, we lost a lot of talent, a lot of beautiful people, just a lot of beautiful stuff. But we had good stuff too. I remember Hip Hop on the Green.
Hip Hop on the Green. I always go with Kim Collette over there.
Exactly. And then so and it's just so much.
What happened to that? What happened to Hip Hop on the Green?
That was Ashford's brother. Ashford, remember Ashford and Simpson? It was his younger brother that ran it. And I don't know why. They did 3 of them, I believe. I know Sieg was on 2 of them, but they were always packed. I don't know. They made money, so I don't know why they're not around. But that was one of those entities that should still be around. That should be going on this 45th anniversary right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, that's why brothers like
the first Coachella. That was the first Coachella, really. If you think about it.
And where did they have that? Did they have it? They had it in different places.
Jack London
Square. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, the first Coachella?
It wasn't no buildings over there, bro. You just on the water.
Wow.
You know, it's buildings over there now, but it wasn't no buildings over there. It wasn't no hotel or nothing. It was just open space right off the bay. It was beautiful. Beautiful, man. Just like, remember the festival at the lakes?
Yeah.
Used to be beautiful.
Yeah. Man, just Lake Merritt, just going around, just walking around, man.
Just walking around.
It was like freakness.
Just hearing this.
All
just hearing this.
To make it happen. Pocket full of phone numbers. Every time it was, man.
Just hearing this. Y'all went to the first Coachella. Like, how the hell, like, first Coachella?
It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful.
Oh, it was my God.
Because we had our own BET. We had Soul Beat. Soul Beat was the first.
That was like our own BET.
That was like the first. That was before BET even existed, bro.
Years before, like centuries before.
Playing music videos, local commercials, everything, bro. It was dope, man. We just had so much stuff, man. And like I told y'all this story before, but I don't think King Assassin ever heard me tell it. But just like I said, when Pac was at we was at Lake Merritt. And this after Juice had came out and all that, and we was down there. And I'm telling you how old it was. He still had a brick phone. But the thing was, we were sitting there just talking, and these kids came up and they were crying, and Pac was like, "What y'all crying for? What's going on? What's the matter?" They was like, "Oh, Pac, man, you killed everybody, man. Why did you kill everybody?" He was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Oh, the movie in their mind." They really thought he killed all those people in the movie.
Yeah, he thought he killed his friends.
A lot of people think he was crazy too because of that movie.
This I'm gonna tell you. He said I could page them right now, so you know. He's like, I page them right now. It was just the movies we were acting. He said it's not for real. He pulled out his pocket $300, man. Gave each one of them kids $100, man. And told him, man, look, man, that's not real. But after they left, he tripped off of it. He was like, damn, Tay. He said, I got to do more movies. I didn't know how powerful they really were. That tripped him out because it was like I told him, bro, you did such a good job doing it, acting in that movie, bro. People really believed everything you did in that movie. You know what I mean? He really scared you when he pulled that locker door back. That nigga staring at you.
Yeah, and it was him. Like, yeah, that's crazy with his eyes just looking at you.
Right. He was like, man, he really crazy. But that was the Bay. That was the Bay in him, man. That was the Bay. And plus it was the Baltimore stuff too when he went to school there. But man, that was really how cats were in the Bay at that time.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to get in acting.
That's all.
Him. Bishop. Yeah. Tupac and Ice-T is the main reason I wanted to act and rap. I was like, I wanted to be an actor so bad because I saw Juice and I watched New Jack City and
now you're a TikTok star.
God. Yeah, right. now I'm the TikTok dude because I like it. Yeah. I went viral. Yeah, I went viral. Just went viral with the 50 Cent. Shout out to QD3 because he liked it on my Instagram. And I was like, oh, shit. Wow. QD3 likes it. I think that's a improvement right there because he's the one that did that with 50. You know what I'm saying? With that documentary. He's the beef. You know what I'm saying? He's the beef of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, man. 50 smart,
and it went, and shout out to Hood Clips too because they gave me a platform and they didn't even know it because it was my idea. You know, I probably didn't get the money for it, but I don't give a fuck because I was just glad that I was like, yo, it actually meant something. And, you know, now somebody's seen it and told 50, hey, you know, you're viral again. You're like,
right. Yeah, man, 50 love mathematics, bro. He love numbers and he's getting them. And he's putting out all the quality TV shows now. You know, people don't even watch TV, but they'll watch Powers. And
it's another movie. It's another show too. And shout out to the Bay again. I had to say it. It's another show on Stars too that they did off of a movie. Oh man, I can't fucking think of the damn name now.
What?
But it's the white guy and the mixed kid. White cat and the mixed kid, and it had his kid. I forgot what his name. I forgot what it is. I had to look it up. But I know what I'm talking about though. It's
okay.
It's Bay Area. It's Bay Area.
Let me say.
I know what you're talking about.
Stars has
blindsided.
Yep, blindsided. Yep, it's blindsided.
Blind spotting or something like
that.
Yeah. They got a new show. Yeah, because they had Mac Dre, they had Richie Rich.
Everything on Stars is amazing. I watched that wrestling show. I watched like every 50 Cent show on Stars. They got Hightown. They got that Blind Side.
Blind Side.
I don't need any other channel but Stars right now.
Right.
And now speaking of it now, since they got Blind Side, and that's a good one for both of y'all right now, because I'm seeing they playing the ones that, you know what I'm saying, not just Too Short, they playing Richie Rich. They're playing, you know what I'm saying, Mac Dre. They playing so many of the Bay artists. Like how is that? Now seeing that now Bay is going to get their platform, because I seen that and I was like, yo, and this is a good show because it's about, you know what I mean, a kid, and you know what I'm saying, the essence of her man going to jail, and she's a single mother, and now she's got to go to this phase of telling her son how to live in a community, you know what I'm saying, and have so many people, you know, show another side to the Bay. Like, how is that, good right now for y'all, and y'all the Oakland, you know what I'm saying, Oakland vets. So how y'all like seeing that coming straight out of Oakland?
I love it, man.
I can tell you one thing that Octavius can speak on, because I know he knows this person, personally. He actually, I talked to him one time, and he was just dropping so much knowledge. I was, he's saying so much, but I know his history from his kids, because his kids had a group called the Neutrons out here in Oakland. And you know what I'm talking about when I say the Neutrons. I know, you know who I'm talking about, Seagram. They took his story, but he was suing Empire because, you know, the famous Empire, what is it? It's is that on Netflix or something? Or it used to be, it was huge. You know, the Empire. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the TV show.
He sued them because they took his idea, and that was actually his story that they took off of him. But what makes him more special is not just the story, but he actually was involved in some of the most craziest shit ever. And he was telling me, and I didn't even know this shit. Like, you have to know him personally, I think, but people in the industry knew this.
Yeah, he used to babysit Michael Jackson's kids.
Yeah, his kids used to stay at Michael Jackson's house.
Ron Newt.
Yeah, Ron Newt. And check this out. He told me that he went in a record company in Capitol Records and like with a bomb ready to fucking blow up. I think it was Capitol, one of them big in LA. Like, he went there and demanded some money, and like he had the bombs on him, everything. Like, he was ready to like do some kamikaze type of shit.
Right.
To the labels. Like, before anybody, this was before all the NWA stuff, before any gangster shit was even happening. He was like, good night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ron, but you know what? I got to honor Ron, so I'm happy, man. I think that's when I got to talk to him. That's when he told me all that shit. Yeah, man. I got to honor Ron, man.
He was with his wife, huh? That time he was with his wife. Rest in peace, man.
Hey, what's the best piece of advice both of you guys have had?
Advice?
Yeah.
I mean, I got that from my dad. You know, he just told me to never quit and do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life if you do what you love.
That's right. And you know, of course, always stay strapped, not with the gun, but you know, protecting yourself. You know,
right.
If you're a ladies' man, or if you're always, you know, doing your thizzle. But another thing is, like Octavius said, and Tupac would tell me that too. He would say, don't ever stop making, you know, if you're making music, just keep on making, because eventually when one blows, all of them are going to blow, and do music for the ladies.
Yeah.
Because everybody
make sure that
all the niggas want to date the bitches. You got to be around the bitches. You can be around the bitches. You got to know what to, you know, like what they like, so that you can do your thing. You know what I mean? So,
right. When I still ran the record label, that was my slogan too, because you always had to play for the bitches.
Oh yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have it.
That's the recipe. You have to do your thing, man. And, sure enough, eventually, one hits and then everybody, always starts looking for your older stuff. And it just becomes, a catalog. And that's what it's about. We love the West Coast Hip Hop Awards because it brings that essence out of, honoring people like Ron Newton, Seagram, Tupac, APG crew. Man, the list goes on, even with important cats that mean something that are just part of the business. You know what I mean? Like the Intermittent Records,
right,
City Hall,
right.
The
Dre Dogs before they became
and Tex, you know what I mean?
Right.
KSOL, Chewy Gomez. Dude, Franzen and Trace Dog.
Right.
Man.
The Dre Dogs before they became Andre the Nicotina. All the cats that came before him, the old school, Pooh Man, Dangerous Dame, Richie
Dangerous
Rich,
Dame, I heard about Dangerous Dame. I heard about Dangerous Dame, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. He had a song, man. I forgot what that damn song is, man. But I know what it is, though. That's some early No Limit shit.
Yeah, but even before Richie Rich became Rich, he was 415. You know what I'm saying? You got to go way back, man. It was so many legends that, the 3 Times Crazy. They were dope, man. That was one of the dope.
3 Times Crazy. And I was just, man, I was just listening to 3 Times Crazy last week, and I ran into a song, and I was like, yo, single. I'm like, Octavius' brother was on this damn song, CD, and my cousin had it.
Yeah, he did a couple songs with them.
Yeah. I was like, yo, I never knew that because my cousin had the 3 Times Crazy song, a CD, and I never knew. See, this is how much you know hip hop, man. Because shout out to Court Dog, when I seen that, I was like, yo, I had this song for years and didn't know how I met, because I had met a friend who did a song with Court Dog, and it was like, he was on there featured, and it's crazy because I'm close to him. Like it's like damn. And when I talk about 3 times now, you know what I'm saying, see that, and I'm like, yo, that's Octavius' brother right there. And like the whole time, never knew that.
Sieg did a lot of stuff, but he did a lot of stuff for rap a lot that they don't even talk about because he ghostwriting for a whole bunch of cats over there. But
I believe that.
I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna let them keep their legacy.
Oh yeah, of course, of course, man. Shout out to Jay Prince, man. Hey, legendary shit though.
Sieg did a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, Bushwick was telling me that Sieg the one that brought that Bring It On together because didn't nobody really want to do it, but he produced it. He did, he wrote for most of them, and the rap roster was dope. But Sieg was the coldest. He was the coldest cat over there, though. And they knew that. So that's why they.
You could tell too. You could tell because he was one. I go back to his albums and I listened to it and I was like, yo, this man has some shit. I was like, yo, you can tell.
You can hear that Scarface in there. You can hear that Scarface.
Yeah, I heard that one. That's what I heard. Because I'm a huge Scarface fan. I never knew that. And I was like, yo, oh man, this motherfucker is a classic. It's a classic.
Bro. And I got 2 hours of footage with just Bushwick, me and Bushwick that I never
Bushwick.
Released. And a lot of good stuff, man, that we got coming out on some documentaries we got coming out. And that's why I want Assassin to come back out to the award show, because it's a lot of stuff that we just sit down and just hatch, just talk, man. Like we're talking right now. This is all history. It's history, and we have to record it. We have to record it for ourselves and be able to, for the future generations can have archives to look back on the way the New York do. Like I said, New York got their stuff together, man, because they can go back to 1978, 79, Kool Herc and Flash and all these other people, man. And we have to archive our own because they're not going to do that. They love their culture. You can't tell a New Yorker nothing about New York, just like they can't tell us nothing about the West Coast. You know what I mean?
They don't.
Somebody from Chicago, they just gonna talk Chicago. They ain't talking. They don't want to hear nobody else, man. So Kansas City people, Kansas City, they talk about they do the same.
Chicago too. Hey, Chicago too.
I remember just going to the Oakland Coliseum and seeing, the LA cats come from LA to Oakland and them battling, like Uncle Jam's army would come, like, but you'd have Crazy Rondo and his boys that were his DJs battling like these other cats too. Like it was crazy because not only like Bobcat and them cats know when they came over here, they were getting served too. You know what I mean? They just went. That's when I think they knew the Bay. Hey, the Bay ain't to be fucked with either.
They ain't to be fucked with, bro.
Because I remember even the pop
lockers, even the pop lockers. The pop lockers will tell you that too.
Oh man, I think we had
they boogaloo, but we pop lock. We started the pop lock.
Exactly. I was just talking about that because I was a kid. You know, I wasn't into pop lock, but I was more of the popping. But the pop locking was before the popping. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then came to breakdancing later. But yo, man, just seeing the different crews, even in Frisco too, man. Frisco had some good.
Frisco had the coldest ones because they used to make all the money at the wharf, at Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, exactly.
The tourists used to pay them.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, the tourists used to pay them.
Oh, man.
They used to make so much money popping over there that we had to eventually go over there. Oakland cats had to go over there to eat.
Yeah.
They wanted to make money. You had to go to the wharf.
Can just act still and make money at the wharf. Like just be still and not move and get paid.
Right. Right.
I saw the hottest girl I ever seen in my life in San Francisco.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Costa Rica. Oh no, wait a minute.
No, fuck, man. She came out of one of those fucking nightclubs on Broadway.
Oh,
right.
Shit.
Oh shit. He's in Costa Rica. hey.
No, she was a dancer. That was a joke.
Oh yeah, was it? He's a San Francisco. Hey, I got the San Francisco to Costa Rica to everything. Hey, at the end of the day, like this is the latest I ever been because this is dope.
We were there for the awards. Actually, there's got to be one of two reasons I'm in San Francisco.
Right.
So it might have been. It was the night before your awards, and we ended up on Broadway. And I saw the hottest chick ever, and she was at work because I threw money at her.
Right. You thought you thought you were in Costa Rica. That's what.
Yep. That's what you thought.
I was on vacation, so I'll never forget. I'm gotta go back to Broadway.
I met some girls like that were from like not even this country at the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, and they were looking so exotic looking.
The vibes.
And then the homegirls came through from Oakland too. Like what's the name? And she was telling me, can I go to the show? She was asking me this, Octavius, and next thing you know, she's part of the show. I was like, oh shit, okay. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about with the long hair, and she brought all the girls.
Right.
Damn,
what's her name? I know you're talking about.
You're gonna kill me now that I don't know. Jamila.
Jamila
Jennings, yeah.
Yeah, Jenny. She in Sacramento.
Yeah, she's a Sacktown there. Yeah, she
opened up a restaurant. She opened up a restaurant out there now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But then there was like, you know, even some like white girls that came from like somewhere else, but they didn't look white. They looked like they were like something.
They're probably from Portland. They're probably from Portland or Seattle. You know.
They like had accents. Someone like, oh shit, this is crazy. Everybody's coming out here to the West Coast just for, you know, which is cool. I love that.
I love it, man. I love that part of it. You know,
and it's getting bigger and bigger now. How do you see it, Octavius? You know, with the West Coast from since day one to like now. I know you've seen a growth, but tell me how exciting is it, and where do you see it going? Because I see it going into like, man,
let's have fun this year.
I think it's time to move it. I think it's time to move it to maybe Jamaica, 2024, or France and Germany and overseas and Australia, because you know they love the West Coast music over there. I mean, they are real true fans. They call it G-Funk over there. But they really, truly love our music.
Man, let me tell you a story where I think we could possibly have it too in Japan.
And be all inclusive because we all got to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially out there in Vancouver too.
Yeah,
this guy came down.
We're going to jam.
Hey, let's go all inclusive if we're going for a trip.
Right, we're going to jam.
Japan came down to the Bay Area. Japan came to the Bay Area and they met with two people out of the Bay. This was recently.
You and Drew Down.
Me and Drew Down.
Oh, how did I know that?
And to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they came early just to meet with us to go to Japan.
All right.
You know, not like to go to Japan next month or no, like, you know, months from now, but
Yeah, a couple years here. Yeah, they love us, man.
Yeah, and I wanted to hook you up with them too because he wants to buy, like, it's a trip because sometimes they're just buying records and then sometimes they're buying CDs and sometimes they just want cassettes.
They want cassettes now more than CDs now, which is weird, but
they want cassettes and CDs, and I know you have CDs too. So I'm gonna put you in, and they like took all my stock away.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't even. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I met him before.
Yeah, Shoe, good old Shoe. Yeah. So, and Shoe goes, I meet with you and Drew down. You go to Japan. Yeah. You
sold
and
out.
Drew down.
Sold out.
Because we're huge out there. You know who told me that? And I didn't even know it, dude. I swear to God, was old boy that makes from the Frisco Street Show, Showtime.
Oh, Showtime. Yeah.
Showtime. He's
a health guru now. Showtime.
Oh, is he? Yeah, because he puts out all the Mac Dre drinks and all that.
Yeah. He's a health guru now.
Shout out to.
I still got those cans, bro.
I know. I've seen those cans. Hey, if you talk to Showtime, at Showtime, he was selling so many of my records out there in Japan. He's all, dude, you're like Jay-Z in Japan. He was telling me this when I was going to see Ryan at Rap Bay.
Right. Look at that. Who got that?
Oh, man. Wow.
Hey,
Mac Dre can. I got the Tupac can too somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I want the Tupac.
Mac Dre can. You can't see it, but it's behind all these trophies. But there's Mac Dre peeking out the corner.
Yep, I see Mac Dre.
I seen that at the awards. I think.
Jay.
Yeah, the awards getting ready. They almost done.
Ready, man. Oh, man. I was like,
hey, Prince.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, Octavius, show the awards and speak so the camera can go to you.
Okay, let me show you. Look, but they ain't ready yet, so I'm just gonna give you a little sneak preview. But the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, man, we definitely coming.
I think this will be the best year. No, man, they've all been great. They've all been
Mac Dre, Mac DRE.
I got everybody.
Oh, snap. Snoop.
I know.
Dizzle, Televizzle.
Your collections. Hey, Octavius, what's your best autograph or picture that you have? Or either of you, if you have a good collection of shit. I collect autographs.
I mean, I got a song that Mac Dre did, because you remember Mac Dre he did the last time he was on the West Coast, he was with me. And he came and recorded a song with one of my friends out here, and I still had the tablet where he wrote the song. It's like Morse code. I don't know what, it wasn't the words that I heard that he rapped, but it just looked, it was, so he wrote in Morse code, bro. But anyway, he wrote the song out. I still got the tablet. Wow. We kicked it that day, ate food and all that, and he recorded and everything. Then he flew to Kansas City the next day, and so I was the last one to kick it with him on the West Coast.
Wow. I remember you said that too. Like, and it's crazy because just hearing all this, man, like I even hear it all the time. When somebody says Seagram, I'll be like, yo. I'm like, Octavius, I think of Octavius and whatever. They still know. They know. They know.
I mean, he was my younger brother.
And Mac Dre too. They know. They all know that.
Hey, here's some Oakland history too. You know what I mean? Right here. And everybody knows, responsible for Tupac, actually. Shock motherfucking G right there. There's
Shock motherfucking G.
Shock
motherfucking G. Oh my God.
We had Money B.
I kicked it with Shock too. I
want to Shock so bad. You don't know how bad I want to Shock so bad. And when I found out that fucking news, I was like, fuck. I was like, because I can feel that Shock G would probably did the show and with us because he's so you could tell his energy, like he would love to talk about anything because it's especially music, because I can just tap in with him with just being in the piano. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the piano man.
And he did that, like he did that in his show, right? Like when I brought him to Portland the last time, he just stopped like in the middle of his show, and he just put the spotlight on the piano on him, and he did all Pac. He did all Pac songs, bro. It was dope. It was just dope, bro.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Man, just he was so much ahead of his time. Like even people even said it themselves. Like if the Parliaments was hip hop, that was Shock G. You know what I'm saying? And Digital Underground. Hey, that's how funky they were. You know what I mean? And it would never be done before. Yeah, always. He's gonna always be that Shock G, Humpty, all of that.
I look like Shock G without the mask on.
Yeah,
yeah, kind of do.
And, you know, and even though he was from Florida and all that, you know, Oakland was his home. This is where
Oakland was his home, bro. I didn't even know he was from Florida until he passed.
Yeah, I know, me either. You know, because man,
wow.
Well, one thing
from Florida,
about, you know, he well, you know,
I didn't know that.
New York originally, New York from Brooklyn.
New York originally, okay.
Yeah. And then he moved to Florida, then came to the Bay.
Okay.
And that's where he, you know.
Wow, I never knew he was from Florida too. That's crazy.
That's where he's buried at in Florida.
In Florida, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, one thing about Shock, you know, that I love that he gave me that chance to even like work with him. Like he don't really work with just anybody, man.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
I was tripping out at that point because here I was so young working with him, and you know, even the Tupacs and everybody else that, you know, was doing at that time, I was just tripping out. But for him to like leave, because it was like crazy, because out of everybody that I knew, he was like a health freak though too. I mean, people can say whatever he did this or did that, but he stayed in shape. That's why he always looked young. Like,
right.
Yeah, he always looked young.
Sure did.
Right. He took care of himself. You know, right. He is greatly missed, man. The dude
greatly missed, like, man. He's greatly missed.
Like you were saying, Octavius, it was so spiritual just seeing him play that piano. It was spiritual because you felt Pac right there too. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's it. Like he manifested. It's almost like I ain't gonna say like, you know, when they did the what's that thing with it, the hologram thing, but it was more
exactly like that type of feeling.
Yeah, that feeling, man. Them goosebumps. You get them goosebumps.
Exactly.
And, it's only a few people that can do that, man. Especially in the hip hop thing that's on that level. But he was basically the Mozart of hip hop. You know?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
What did you guys think when that Tupac hologram happened back at Coachella?
That shit looked crazy. It looked crazy to me. It was kind of like that Michael Jackson video that they did after he died. It was creepy. You know what I mean? It was
I loved it. I lost my mind. I've always loved it. It goes down like the NWO. It's like something that was just so inaugural in my growing up.
Yeah, but you know, when you close to people and you grow up with people and you used to seeing them living for really, it's different, bro. It's like it hurts you, but you love it too. It's weird, but it's like it's that feeling you get, like, you know, I don't know, bro. It's like
also from
nobody can tell you how you feel about certain people. Like you know, when people come to funerals, they kind of tell you exactly how they feel about you after you're gone. But that's what the award show is about. We're gonna make sure you're getting your love now. I'm not trying to wait to go to your funeral and speak at your funeral. I'm gonna honor DJ now. I'm gonna honor
now.
Man, I'm not waiting till you're gone, bro. You get your right now, bro. You get your flowers right now, bro.
Right.
Was that your ex on the Masked, not the Masked Singer? I think they were on. No, the Assassin.
In Vogue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For those of you that don't know, ex-girlfriend of mine from In Vogue. I love her to this day.
Really?
Yes, Maxine Jones. You know.
Yeah, Maxine. They was just on. They were just on. They just got off. They had Unmasked last night or other night.
Oh, for
real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man. You know what? We got to bring her down, and I think I could get her down. I'm gonna connect you with the brother that she's working with right now out of Vegas. They got their own little multimedia center. So I'm gonna connect you with him. I think, man, that'd be dope too. You know, even though the West Coast and it's hip hop, but she's hip hop too, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she is.
Man,
she's actually on the song, that 15-minute long song that I told y'all about. She's singing.
then
she says,
yeah.
She sings that on that
Man,
song.
Wow.
Maxine can come and Vogue can come. Even Dawn can show up. She be mad as it. I'm still honoring them, bro. I'm still honoring them, bro.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that was just one. They were icons. Beautiful, just a beautiful group.
They were.
Beautiful women, and they were
Sing
just
their ass
they could
off.
sing their ass off.
Yeah, they can sing their ass off, man.
You know,
Hold on, it's always gonna be my song. Hold on and Don't Let Go. What was it? I think it's Don't Let Go.
Yeah, it is Don't Let
Set It
Go.
Off. Yeah,
that's who Destiny's Child based their whole career, man.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, sure did.
No,
Yep,
it's from
sure
Waiting
did.
to Exhale. It's from Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
Don't Let Go. No, it's Don't Let Go.
Yeah,
that's Set It Off.
Soundtrack with Queen
Set It Off,
Latifah.
baby.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah, Set It Off. Yeah, Set It off. Yeah, Don't Let Go. He said Waiting to Exhale. Nah, that was Don't Let Go.
Exhale, man.
No, it wasn't. It was. He thought Bootsy Collins was dead. I was like, oh shit.
Hey,
I really didn't think that was Drew Down's daddy, but I guess it is.
It is his dad.
I was like,
I never knew that.
That's crazy.
Never knew the shit. But now you kind of look at him and you be like, damn, you didn't look like it's crazy because you would never knew that.
That was Prince. That was off air.
Was it?
That was off air. I had like
he didn't know. Hey, I'm sorry, world, but we're gonna say he did not know Bootsy Collins was alive. But hey, Bootsy, we love you, but we need you on the show, baby. Baby, blah, 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 blah. Hey. Come
I'll make that happen. I'll make that happen.
Shit, I'm a fucking Bootsy. My whole family. I'm gonna tell you how a little bit of talented my family. I came from a talented background. My uncles used to always play Cosmic Slop.
Oh, shit, Cosmic Slop.
That motherfucker. Doom. No, my uncles. They don't even do the notes and none of that. They hear the beat. You know how people do when you that talented. You gonna hear the beat and you
start playing automatically. It's in there.
They did that shit to Cosmic Slop, the live version, the real good version of Cosmic Slop. The one I can't find that shit for shit. But that motherfucker right there, when they jamming and they all doing it, and I'm like, yo, it sounds like you in the motherfucking concert.
Exactly.
They all get that from Bootsy because they love Bootsy in the bass. They all did that. They do that to this day. Like, well, RP to some of my uncles right now, but they was doing it to this day. My uncle still plays.
You got to remember, James Brown pulled him out of Cincinnati when he was 19 and took him
JBs. Yeah, the JBs. What they was the JBs or something? Yeah.
I already knew he was a prodigy. You know, he was like the bass player of Stevie Wonder. And I'm gonna tell you who his biggest fan was, and he a star now. And that's he from Oakland. Is Raphael Sadiq. That's his mentor, bro.
Yep.
That's who he emulated. If you like, I went to junior high. I went to junior high with Raphael. He won all the contests playing Bootsy's music. All of them.
And they all come from like James Brown. You know, if you think about it, like James Brown and his whole band, so many greats came from that band. Like even Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis with
Terry Lewis. Yeah, they did.
They come from the James Brown, like Sadiq Ponies and
James M2
Yeah, James M2
Oh,
I mean, shit, Michael Jackson, from Michael Jackson to Prince, shit, like the whole origin of funk. This him, he's the Godfather of soul. You can tell, you know, and it's crazy. Everything translates back to music. That's what I love about this music shit, because nothing never gets old, even when people think it's old. Like
right.
It never will.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Octavius, I'm not feeling naked right now, but I know you feel a little bit naked right now because I'm used to you having that incredible chain on. Yeah, the one. Hey, and I love that chain. I think I told you like 10 years about that chain. Hey,
I never take that chain off, bro.
I love that. I'm used to you seeing on that chain.
Right.
I remember when I first seen that chain, I was like, I thought I was flossing because I was coming up over there with all kinds of, Trump jewelry, and here comes Aqua.
Yeah, I didn't wear it.
Nobody has. I was like,
wear it on this interview.
And I ain't never seen no shit like that to this day.
Right. I had that made in LA.
I remember when you first got it. I remember you brought it out of the case.
Right.
How about that?
Right. Oh yeah, you was there. That's right. That's right. That was 2012. Yeah. The wars in LA. Yeah, man.
LA.
Yeah. That was as this African jeweler. He had a shop up in the what's that, Westlake Mall or one of the malls down there that everybody go to. And I designed it and he put it together for me. And he had it. I said, "You gonna have it ready by the awards?" He said, "Yeah, I have it ready." It was done. It was beautiful. I rock that piece. You'll see it at the award show. I rock it at the awards.
Yeah, and to this day, fellas, hasn't nobody like. I mean, it's one of a kind. You can't find this chain nowhere.
Yeah,
but
I made that.
I think you should copyright that shit and put that shit out and sell it, because I don't know how much it costs to manufacture and all that shit, but yo, that chain is off the hook. Like I would buy one.
I think you should show it right now on my show.
Yeah, show it to us.
Oh man, I gotta go up there and get it. Hold on, I
have to be next time.
Exactly.
I want to wake up.
Hey,
right now.
Real quick.
Either or, man. Hey, this is the
epic shit. Hey, if you go to the website, West Coast Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had that on the show the last time. He had it on the show the last time. Yeah. Yeah, because I kind of was wondering. I was like, "What's the chain?"
And we'll see.
Yeah, where's the chain? You gotta have the chain.
Y'all crazy, bro.
You know how it's a trademark. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their trademark. You know what I mean?
Trademark. What T-shirt say? Trademark.
Right. Yeah. Trademark. Right. Everybody had it because that's the greatest thing. You know what I mean? Like that's how I tell people. People are like, "Why you always scruffy?" I come from a family who always keep scruffy beards, so I be like, "Well, I'm scruffy because that's like my trademark." Yep.
There it is, right there. Wow, incredible.
Incredible, man. Incredible, man. That's legendary. Legendary.
So, hey, Prince, like
had it on in a while.
Right.
I don't wear it too much, but I wear it though when I do this. Right. When I do these interviews, I don't even. I got the grill to say West Coast Awards too.
Has anybody ever sweated you for that chain, or have you ever thought you lost it ever? Because like that chain
it's too heavy. It's too heavy, man. And if somebody try to take it from me, you're gonna get beat the fuck up.
Well, right.
Because it's gotta be crazy to even step to Octavius.
Right.
Like right over there. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, people look at it and they like it, but guess what? I got a new one coming. As a matter of fact, I'm getting a new one done by this dude up in Seattle that's working on one for me now. It's
gonna be there live to see it.
Yeah.
If you're not there live to see it, you're missing it.
You're live, yep.
It's a dope piece, man. It's a real dope piece that he got, and it's a different design than this one. This cat actually from Denver designed this one, and but the one I got coming now, it's dope, bro. It's dope. It's dope.
Man, I could only imagine how you're getting this one built, because like it comes from your brain, you know what I mean? And you're so articulate when it comes to that. So I can't wait to see what it is, man. You'll probably have some stars or something. So maybe who knows?
My favorite picture with Hammer and Assassin.
Yeah, love that.
And I just seen it. I was like, damn, I now see the Assassin in the picture. I keep thinking it because I just see y'all and I don't see the background. And you was like, it's
K9.
Yeah, K9. Yep. Yeah, K9 got in there.
K9, yep.
And so then Kev, my boy Kev.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah.
You got Steve Harvey. Yep.
Yeah. Man, I can go down the wall, man. I got plenty of cats, man.
That was one of the best times ever, man. When Hammer, that was one of the best experiences ever, man. That's that whole night. It was the org was just so perfect. It was, man.
Who's that?
Spice.
Oh, Spicy, yeah. The East Bay Gas.
I can't see it if you're talking. We'll switch to his camera view.
Well, he's got to talk first.
Say something.
Oh man, that's Pooh Man, Spice One, Pooh Man, Yuck Mouth, Cocaine. I mean, bro, I got the rest is family and kids.
All right, shout out to Yuck, man.
Yeah, we out here fighting, man, for justice, man, too.
Exactly. And rest in peace to Secret, man. See, that's the whole thing. Nobody knows how it is to lose somebody, especially your brother. And this brother right here, Octavius, lost his brother, man. And we hate to see it happen. So we have to, you know, be more for the people and be by the people and, you know, teach others, man, that life is precious, you know what I mean? And never take life for granted.
We gonna support it, man. We gonna, like, you know, Sig had a lot of fans like overseas, like you were saying, like Germany and France. Man, I still get emails and physical letters, man, from his fans. It warms my heart, bro. You know, but you know, I lost a lot of brothers. Mac Dre, me and him was close. Me and Jacka was cool. It was like, man, all these kids. I remember when they were kids, so cool, man. Yeah. You know, I remember Mr. Fab was running around with a backpack on a bike. You know, skateboards and stuff, man. You know,
exactly. I remember that too. I remember when you know Jazzy Jim first signed him on Straight Hits with Gary Archer over there, and I was
right. It was it's a lot of stuff, man. We lost a lot of good people, man. You know, over the years, and you know, and people that never really made it. Some people did make it, and we still lost them. You know,
And you know what, and you know, nobody knows how it is, especially when it's your own family, like real blood family, like with Seagram, man. That's why, you know, I love what you do and I respect what you do, Octavius. And you know, it doesn't go unnoticed, my brother. I just have to tell you that. And thanks for everything that you do.
I appreciate that, bro.
And we love you, Octavius. Keep on doing that.
Yeah, we do.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do, because I told everybody, I said, man, ain't nobody gonna say nothing till I'm dead. When I'm dead, everybody come out the woodwork. Oh man,
But that's how it be too. That's how it be.
Yeah, man. You know, and that's why I do the awards, because I want people to recognize the things that people had to go see. The kids don't have to go through what we went through. We did it for them. You know, that's why they're making the money they're making. That's why they're getting the streams, and they're getting, because we had to actually, it wasn't no social media back then. You had to go out there and hand out flyers,
you had to go get it out the truck.
You had to be out there in the streets.
You really had to put in some work to earn your name. You wasn't nothing given to you. And so, you know, and they don't understand it. Just now you can do it with a click of a button, but we didn't have that luxury. We didn't have that. That, you know, you really had to make a name. You really had to earn your name. You had to earn your street name before your rap name.
Yep. You know
it
sure did. They did.
Your street name, it took you 3 to 5 years to get a rep. It didn't. I mean, at least in Oakland, in the Bay, it took you 3 to 5 years for people to know who you were.
Exactly.
You know, and then you went on from that point and continued on. But before then,
and you damn near had to go to every city in the Bay to make it. Man.
You had to do them clubs
and do the in-stores.
Fremont, San Jose, Frisco, Modesto, Stockton, Tracy. All them points in between, man. I mean, listen, bro, I don't wash my ass in sinks across this country promoting. I don't, you know, I've done other stuff besides the award show. I've been in the music business 45 years. So when cats ask me, they think in their mind it's just a war show. No, man, I don't hung posters, handed out flyers, put up stickers, and I used to put T-shirts on bums for record companies. They didn't understand why I was doing. I said, bro, they're standing out there every day.
Right there. Hey, yo, that's
freeway.
That's incredible.
Hey, that's a great idea.
That man, you just gave up game right there. But see, nobody doing that shit.
That's real.
But that's the type of shit you had to do.
4 hours into an episode. 4 hours into an episode, and you're giving up that game.
That's real game, but that's what really happened, bro. And you really had to do, like I would give kids. I go to the skateboarders. They love stickers. They put them on their skateboards. You know, and every time they did something or took a picture, your name was on it. They're like, oh, okay. Free marketing, free promotions. I hit every liquor store, every barber shop, every nail salon. I hit everything. That's how you really market. And we talk about this stuff at the award show if you come. This is before all the glitz and glamour. We talk about the business, how to get your product sold, how to keep your brand going, how to brand yourself, how to make money with your music. So bro, if you're making $100,000 to $200,000 a year rapping, you got a beautiful job.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be throwing boxes at UPS for $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, y'all got a beautiful life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to bring in the drama and the negativity and kill you this, kill. You ain't got to do that.
Right.
It ain't even about all that, bro. This about this music. You know what I'm saying? And I always go back to Hammer, because Hammer never cussed. He never said nothing about killing nobody, but he
Nope,
sold more
he sure
than all
didn't.
y'all put together.
Sure didn't. He
You know
sure
what I'm
didn't.
saying?
And
So-
probably knock everybody out too.
And knock everybody out at the same time, bro. That's just real love. But I'm saying everybody
Yeah.
can't do everybody can't do that, and everybody can't
Nope.
be a gangster either.
Exactly.
So
Nope.
you gotta have that
For real.
balance. You gotta have that balance, man.
For real.
And you know, but those are the things we talk about, man. That's why I want people to come so they get the business side too.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's a
And
perfect
it's a good
time for
time.
it.
And
Because
gonna
I,
feel good.
by
Like,
having it by having it in Seattle makes it at least easier for us to get there.
It's neutral. It's neutral. It's a
How
neutral.
far is it?
hour
How
drive.
far is that from you?
2-hour drive.
Oh, that's nothing. Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
that
right
ain't
there.
nothing.
That's like going to
Yeah, he right
Sacramento.
there.
or something.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour flight for assassin.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
2-hour drive. It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour flight for me. It's like a 4-hour. I think it's a 4-hour flight. Like
Is it 4
going all the way to yeah.
Yes.
2 hours probably, and then another 2 hours to get there.
And
Yeah.
being a Seahawks season ticket holder, I've already figured out the cheapest way to get to Seattle and back. Like, so I'm good. Like Seattle's fucking awesome for me.
Or you go to
Yeah.
you just take the train. You just take the train across.
I don't know. Either way is fine.
Yeah.
The train is dope because it serves booze at
Yeah, take
6:30
you right
in the
to
morning.
Safeco, right? Take you right to
Oh.
the stadium.
Yeah, 6:30 in the morning, right to
I
Safeco, and they'll
love
drop me off at
trains.
Safeco, and any hotel I get's right there, or I just drive and usually stay at like the fucking Space Needle.
Right.
I love trains too. I never thought I'd ever be on a train ride, and I was like, yo, and I did, like, when my brother, like, he had to take me on the train because he couldn't afford to take me to but I didn't care. I was like, I'm glad. Yo, I took that train ride home. I was like, yo, this shit is dope.
Yeah, I got one.
The train is dope because you got your own cart. You can sit in your
Yeah.
own cart. You ain't got to be bothered with nobody.
Bothering nobody.
But
Yep.
you can stretch out and walk around, so you can
Yeah, walk around. Yeah.
Hey, ain't that where they have that thing that circles around that goes like to the top, like they have a Great America? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Over there?
It just spins slowly.
Yeah,
It
that's
goes
crazy.
slowly.
What is that? Like, how much does it cost money to get on there? What is
It do now. It didn't cost you. It
Wow.
used to be free as fuck. Now it's high as fuck.
I don't
And
know what you're talking
does it go
about.
pretty high in the sky where you can
You
see
talking
it?
about the Space Needle? The Space Needle.
Is that what it's
Oh.
called?
Yeah.
Because I always see that in like pictures, but I don't
Man,
even know if it's still
that
there.
motherfucker like
Oh.
$30 to go up that bitch now. It used to be free.
It doesn't go. Yeah,
Damn.
no, the Space Needle doesn't go up and down.
No,
it
not up
stays
and down. No,
It
but
stays
turns.
up.
It turns.
It turns.
up.
Okay.
It turned. Oh, damn.
It turns.
Wow.
But it used to be free, bro.
Yeah.
And then I remember it used to be $1, $2. Now that shit like $30. Fuck that needle, nigga. I ain't going up. I ain't paying $30 to go up no elevator, nigga.
No, you can take better pictures
Hey,
down below by the
you know
orange
what?
tubes.
All the rappers that I know, most of them, like they love Seattle. I love Seattle too, but
Seattle's
like
awesome.
they got to stay there longer than me, and they witness it more. Like, and some of them even moved there. Like Cocaine moved there. Sibo moved there.
Yeah.
Who else lives out over there? A lot of people from the West Coast. I mean, that is the West Coast, but you know they
Right.
moved
I
to
love it.
California.
Somebody told me Devin the Dude moved out there.
Oh, did he? He probably do.
Yeah, I love all that because I'm a Seahawks season ticket holder.
Right.
so
Shout out to Devin the Dude too.
Like I'm
Shout
down
out
in
to Devin
Seattle.
Dude. I'll be talking to his friend. Talk to his. I think his DJ. No, matter of fact, his DJ. I talk to him every now and then on Clubhouse. I'll be talking to him. His DJ Coffee. Shout out to Coffee. Coffee always cool as fuck.
Yeah, Seattle is cool, bro. It's like a cross between the Bay and LA, basically.
Yeah,
That's what it reminded me, you know, of.
Mm.
And but I always have fun there. It's always a beautiful thing to
Yeah,
to go to
Seattle's
Seattle,
awesome.
man. Yeah, it's cool. And my buddy used to own this Philly's Best, the steakhouse, Philadelphia steak, man. It was so bomb. It was delicious. But I'm working on Mix-a-Lot because Mix-a-Lot he tours. He still tour a little bit here and there. I remember he had the band The Presidents. He was touring with them for a while.
Okay, doing that 90s
I still want to honor him. Yeah, I still.
Oh
wanna honor him.
yeah, got to honor him. Like I told you in the message, I was watching Amos and Andrew. That's that movie with Nicolas Cage and
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
And he had that song. What is that? My Suburban Nightmare. I was like, damn, I used to like that song. I used to love the shit out of that song.
Mix had cuts, bro. Mix had cuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Where's that
Yeah,
person on Broadway was bumping, man. It's like to this day when I hear that beat, it's like
And then, Ness live. I think Ness still live in L.A., but Ness is from Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Ness.
And I know you always honored him too. He always had a trophy too over there, which was dope because it's the West Coast still. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
So many people forget about Seattle. They forget about the Mix-a-Lots stuff.
No, I would love to meet him too. Well,
what you call him is from there too. The guy from Diggable Planets, Ishmael. He's from Seattle.
Oh, for real? I didn't
really.
Know. Where's that girl? Where's that girl at?
Oh, Butterfly. Oh shit.
Butterfly. Butterfly. Still flying high.
I think she's from New York. New York.
Beautiful butterfly.
Is she?
I think Butterfly from New York, but Ishmael is from Seattle. So
damn.
Hey yo, I got one question left that I gotta ask. We gotta get wrap this shit up.
He's drunk.
I'm shittered, man. I want to go have a fucking piss. And sit down.
Alright, sure. I'm gonna be dragging. I can't get up anymore. But I love this though. I ain't gonna lie. I love this. This is the best one I had.
Hang on. My question was: you already had the Guinness Book of Records for the longest song ever. We're about to set the record for the longest podcast ever. But
how long have we been on? How long? That's
4.5 hours.
Wow.
This ain't shit because hey, if you watch Drink Champs, they have 5-hour ones. I was like, oh shit.
But we're also not Drink Champs.
I don't care. Hey, we still we can be. We can well at least try, and go, shout out to DJ.
Drinking champ. You're the drinking champ.
Right.
Ryan. Hey, right. I like to drink. I'm Canadian. Trust me.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
West Coast of the house.
Yeah.
Octavius West Coast Awards. Just don't forget to go check us out at the West Coast Awards.
I need my drop too, Sassy. Yeah.
I gotta send you that one.
I gotta send mine too.
Hang on. Prince. Octavius, if you're gonna do it right.
I already did mine. This wasn't my podcast.
right. This ain't his.
He wants another one. He wants another from y'all too, because I'm about to do my radio show, my radio show. So I'm gonna need drops from everybody too.
I got
got you.
Basically, if you want to do a Netflix documentary now, we have 4 hours of footage of your interview. That's why the fuck is Netflix?
Yeah, man, get it on Netflix, man. Come on, let's
Netflix.
I told her, I'm telling them now. We got to keep this 4-hour one. I don't know. We got to have this
for real.
We can shorten it up. Hey, we can shorten it up to 1 hour.
Hang on, for real, business wise.
Got you.
For business wise, for real, you should have a 4-hour Netflix documentary, which is you own the footage or I own the footage, but it's your documentary.
You can do whatever, bro. I've got 45 years of footage.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that.
You're a legend, though.
No, not on that side. I'm just saying that
I'm not.
That's the footage that we have that I have to edit up and but it's weird because it's all on different formats because they changed over here. I got high 8, mini disc, VHS. It's all kind of shit.
Damn, you said mini 8. Did you say mini? Yeah, the high 8, mini 8.
That's the mini disc, the
beta.
The beta disc. That's VHS, bro.
Right.
So I gotta convert all that stuff, man. So, but yeah, man. West Coast Hip Hop Awards, man. We only touch greatness. Podcast.
Fuck yeah.
And we keeping this 4-hour one. If I find out you got this 1 hour, I'm be like, hey, I'm gonna cut your ass out because this was a great one. This is a great one. I love it, man.
I own the footage. Prince, pump the brakes.
I don't give a damn.
I'm glad
I love you. I love you, Ryan, but I don't give a damn. We need this. This is dope.
Everybody, thank you so much for taking so much time. We had 4 hours.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Octavius, man. DJ.
I'm never gonna do another interview without my chain on.
Oh, this is best. This is the best thing, man. Had to do it, man. Hey, this is what we love hip hop for, and we love music. We love doing this shit, man. So thank y'all.
For real. Thank you, brother. All right, one love, y'all.
One
All right, one love, one love.
Yeah,
Be
I
safe.
love you,
Be
love you,
safe.
brothers, love you
Hey,
all, man.
I love you too. Love y'all too.
I'll see you in
Peace.
Seattle. See you
Salute,
in
my
Seattle.
brother. Salute.
Salute.
See you in Seattle.